Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to Chapter 11 of Tales of Tyrasia. Joining me this evening we have Mr. Green playing Grelkrova the Exile, the Custodian Kragnova Storm Herald Barbarian.
Alright.
Raccoon Trouble playing Gil, the Fallen Fae Circle of Dreams Druid.
Hi.
Ikuni Patata playing Nidsala Yasnala Ostirosh, the Doroshi Eva Beastmaster Ranger.
Hello.
And finally, Captain Heretic playing Sir Alan Thorne, the Cephadendra Oath of the Ancients Paladin. And also Oswald.
Heyo!
Badger noises.
Badger noises, yes.
Yes.
So,
What are we doing, Sarah?
what are we doing? Well, first off, who remembers what happened in Chapter 10?
We're stuck in a cave.
I got bit by a spider and got a necklace.
It's a big cave.
The
Big
end.
spider.
These two are unrelated.
We found out the box had magical origins, but we don't know what. Went into the cave, found a bad man. Bad man was a dick and called Gil a butterfly.
We found
Uh,
Shifty Shell Shock from Crazy Town in a cave.
Yep.
I love how little you know about that. That makes me really happy that you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
outright get the connection there. Yeah.
Then Boyo disappeared. I'm sorry, names are completely gone from my brain right now.
It's Arathan.
Arathan
Is
disappeared,
the guy you
but
met.
not before Gil managed to grab his necklace with a thorn whip, and then we
With a
fought.
Nat 20 thorn whip.
We fought a really large, really angry spider. Skirix?
Yes.
Cool. And we won.
Yeah, it's a Skirix matriarch. It's a big girl.
I got munched on a lot.
Yeah.
I was a dog toy.
Yes. Technically a
We all
spider
got
toy,
lightninged.
but yes. What else happened? What happened at the end?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
We went to the exit where we came from, and I believe the door was locked.
Yeah. When you arrived at when you were scurrying around in the dark, you found out that the seal had closed
Right.
when
The
you
door
returned
closed
to it.
behind us. Sorry about that. My mum just wanted to.
Yeah, that's fine. So, that's where that was basically the end of it, unless anyone else has anything else to say.
I nearly died.
Yes? I think a couple of you nearly died. But Graal definitely took a lot of damage.
I'm mostly okay.
Yeah,
Well, I have
you're just
the-
very scarred for life.
Yes.
You have emotional scarring
The mental scarring, however, is immeasurable.
Before we get into it, I'll let you peek behind the veil. I was on 2 HP.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, Graal was nearly sashimi.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
So, this is where we're going to pick up from last chapter. So, the four of you arrived. We can see on the board, actually. The four of you arrived up to here, and you found out that the seal has closed. You are still in darkness, I believe. You left the torch behind, and you very frantically tried to scurry around in the dark, if I remember that correctly. I think Gil was trying to steer.
I was trying to tell
Sir
him where
Alan?
to go, but he just kept walking into walls.
So yeah, over to you guys. What do you make of this? The seal is closed.
Gil, what do you see?
A closed door.
Nothing more. Just closed. Can't see anything.
As much as I can tell, yes, it is
Try-
closed.
Try touching it.
Just to clarify, I know you've been saying door because it's like the seal and everything, but just to clarify, this is literally just like
It's like a wall.
it's rocky wall. It looks the same as like everywhere else. You just know where it was, but it's now just like the rest of everything. It's just like a rocky wall. It's not smooth like the other side. You know, the other side was like smooth with like the carvings like into the stone. It was kind of like a stone. It wasn't really a stone plate. It's just like the other side, the face of the wall was very smooth, like kind of done on purpose so that they could like carve in the letters. But this side is just like rocky, almost as if it's kind of like a dead end.
Can I feel around for like a button or anything on the nearby walls?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
What do you want me to roll? 20.
Roll for investigation.
Okay.
Or perception. Perception would be better.
That would be an 8 plus nothing.
You don't find any button. Growls scurries around in the dark. In fact, I mean, you already failed anyway.
It'd be a negative anyway. Yeah.
But I would have probably asked you to roll with disadvantage, but
Yeah.
8's not going to cut it.
No.
Yeah, but in the dark, you scurry around to find a button. The only thing you can find is like the same like rocky, you know, you're trying to feel around, and the only thing you can really feel are like chunks of rock amongst like all the dirt on the walls. You don't really find anything of significance though.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
We know how to open this. We opened it before.
But we don't want to do that again.
And we don't have
Celitha.
Yeah, Celitha.
Well, hopefully she's on the other side, but I don't think there's any way we can talk to her.
Maybe one of you big boys can try knocking.
I could try and open it.
Very sure.
If I'm good for anything, it's pulling things apart. Gral's gonna try and, seeing as there's like rocky, it's more rocky on that side, see if I can find some handholds and pry it apart.
Okay.
Sir Alan, do you want to give me a hand here? Or
I don't know how much we're going to achieve by doing
DM
this.
question.
Yeah.
Can I Fey warp through walls?
You need to know where you're going to be landing. You don't know.
I mean, I've been
you could
there
end up in a wall.
before.
You've been there before, but you don't have the knowledge of where you will exactly land. Because you don't know if you were to like, I don't know, if you like Fey warped like 20 feet forwards, you could end up like in the wall the other side. Because you don't really know how thick this wall is, nor do you know how far away the wall is behind it. Do you remember the old map?
I mean, I would have thought that when it opened, I would have seen the thickness, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. You can try. You can try to Fey warp.
You never want to do anything when the DM says you can try.
I'm just saying.
That's when Gil suffocated in a wall in Minecraft.
I'm just saying you can try. I'll allow you to try because it is an ability. Like, I'm not saying like on a meta level. I'm not telling you like no, you can't try. I'm just saying like for Gil to effectively use it, he needs to know where he's going to land. It's kind of like it's like a teleport, but you need to be able to see where you're going. Kind of like ender pearling in Minecraft, as we brought up Minecraft. It's like ender pearling. You need to be able to throw the ender pearl to teleport to it. You can't like, yeah. It's much more difficult for you to do it when you can't see where you're going.
Do you want me to do strength athletics or just straight strength?
Strength.
Do I get advantage because Sir Alan's helping?
I would say you have neither because you are in the dark and can't see.
Okay, that works for me.
Even if he was helping you.
That's a 7.
Okay, and Sir Alan, do you want to roll for it as well to see if you make a difference?
I don't know what yanking on a big wall's gonna do. 5. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you try.
Oh.
You try. Huh?
That'd be a 12. Sorry, I forgot my mod.
Okay. You grab a hold of like the rocks, like some rocks that you can find on the wall to try and pull it apart, and you can't seem to budge the rocks. You can't even seem to like pull the rocks out of the wall, like the rocks themselves.
Gotta up my gains. maybe more blood needs to be spilled. Unless anyone has another idea.
But we don't have both types of blood that we would need to open a door anyways. Unless you just want to cut all of us and squish us against the wall, which I don't think you want to do. So, yeah.
What did the riddle say again?
What did the riddle say?
I mean, I'm saying that in character.
Okay.
It was
something about... I'm gonna be honest, my brain's not that good.
a pure soul and a broken soul?
Something like that.
I do not remember.
Does anyone want to look around, see if they can see anything of note? There might be some easy
Sir
button.
Alan, do you bleed?
Not sure.
Do you want to find out?
Flicks out pocket knife. You want to find out, kid?
Assuming that Selitha was pure of heart and I was the broken one, perhaps you could stand in. Seeing as you took your oath, I'd say your
We can give it a try.
soul is in a pretty pristine place.
Can I just
don't know if this
ask?
is the way we're getting out, though.
Can I just ask what's Gil doing right now?
Oh, I'm on Sir Alan's shoulder.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah, because I never know like where Gil is, if he's like walking on the floor or flying or.
No, I'm on his shoulder.
Yeah, okay.
Usually on his shoulder, unless I say that I'm getting off of it.
Okay.
I mean, I'd help with this door, but I'm about close to death's hold already.
I don't know if this is the way we're getting out. Just because we came in this way doesn't mean we have to leave this way. If one door magically closed behind us, there might be another exit.
There might be a button opening this door.
I mean, I can
I
take a look
there's a
around.
button.
Doubt it.
I can at least see in the darkness.
As you are.
I guess before we go about injuring ourselves, we could exhaust all other options. I just figured the less time down here, the better.
As you guys are contemplating what you're doing, Gil, your wings start to feel really heavy. It's not sudden, but you started to realize you feel like you've been flying for like an hour. And you know, kind of like when you know that thing where you like push on a wall for like ages and then like you finally like let go and you're like, whoa, it kind of like feels like magnets are pushing them apart. It feels like that. Like your wings feel like they're like really tired. And you've only just now realized that they feel really tired.
He's gonna kind of like readjust on Sir Alan's shoulder so that he's like leaning against the knot of wood, and just sort of like lounging against it, trying to get comfortable.
So can I look around as well then?
Yeah, sure.
Like doing a perception check.
Perception, yeah, sure.
Well, that's a 9.
Ninsala has a look around. You don't see anything. Anything useful, as far as you can tell. It's just a bunch of rocks and dirt. It looks like every other wall. In fact, it looks so similar to everything else. You're now not quite sure if you're looking at the right wall.
Oh no!
Like it just looks like a dead end.
Can I try and
sure
push one of the
this is
rocks?
right?
Sure, try.
I pushed the rock.
Nothing happens. Doesn't budge.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this was the one. I can
you
smell the
sure?
Achille corpses on the other side.
Ew.
Mighty good sense of smell, hunting in the ocean. Well, Don't see many other options here.
Is the bottom, the floor is rock or is it dirt?
It's mostly dirt. There's like the odd rock around, but it's just mostly dirt. More dirt than the walls.
So maybe you could just dig under it?
We do have a badger.
Yeah, he can actually burrow.
I could also be a badger.
Double
Arrow
badger
back.
action!
To dig underneath.
I could.
As you mention this, as Ninsala mentions this, she looks down and points to Oswald. And Oswald looks like he's panting and looks very like physically weak, almost as if he's like struggling to stay on his legs.
Oh no, Oswald.
What's
He's
wrong?
weakened.
Is he
Is he
alright?
tired?
Well, remember we just found him like yesterday upstairs in a cage.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty tired myself.
could
Malnourished.
use a
Get
dip.
my wings up.
Feel like I haven't had water on my shelf for a while.
Hmm.
Am I still bleeding?
You're
Yeah.
definitely very bloody.
I rubbed myself on the wall. Like grind up on that shit.
Okay, but aside from Graal's other job.
Try and transfer some of the blood on there.
Okay, so you're trying, right? Okay. Nothing happens.
Well, obviously I'm pure of heart, so we need someone else who is broken, I guess.
Bill rolls his eyes. Cyrillin, would you mind putting me down? I don't think I can fly down right now.
I know.
I oblige. I put Gil down on the floor.
Grill.
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 The crab fey hybrid.
Gil sort of tries to get his footing and then walks up to the wall. I'm only doing this once.
As soon as Gil's feet touch the floor, you immediately Gil feels way heavier. Like it's a struggle to walk.
He kind of like stumbles to the side for a second. Cyrillin, would you
I'm
mind
pick
putting me
him up.
closer to the door?
I'll pick him up and walk him to the door. Just hold them out to the door in like one hand,
It's a
so that
shame.
he can reach out and touch it.
Shame we couldn't
Nice.
bring the matriarch. That one's definitely broken.
It's definitely broken, yeah.
Cyrillin, did you want to try this?
We can, if you think there's no other options. You've already been through this once.
I have. I know. I don't know if we need Selitha or not, or if someone can stand in. She can't be the only key. So likely the riddle was just talking about someone who was pure of heart and someone who wasn't. And I know I stand for one of those things, of which I'm not sure. I could make an argument for either, but I guess we'll see. If not, we may need to rest down here for a little bit, or try and find another way out, because I can't do this more than once.
Yeah, I
If-
don't know what to do either.
If you feel like giving it a try, we can. But I feel like we
Okay.
should probably try and exhaust some other options first.
Like, what
If it
options?
doesn't work, then you're not going to be in any state to deal with whatever is potentially the other way.
I mean, I still have some like a little bit of energy, magically.
Could try and jump down the hole where the spirit came from.
Something tells me that isn't the way out.
I mean, we're trying to get out and not in.
You make a point.
Okay. Let's do this then. Gil will reach into his bag and pull out his dagger and unsheath it.
Okay.
And he kind of takes a deep breath and turns around.
Wait, whose blood is the other part then?
I was gonna try Sir Alan.
Oh, okay.
He's obviously pure of heart.
Mine's already on the wall, so it might work too.
I don't know if sap will appease the wall.
It is your blood though.
Yeah.
As far as your physiology goes.
Could be worth a try.
Can
He turns
you all roll 1d4 for me?
Okay. I'm fine. Which one's a D4? Is this a D4?
The pointy one.
The baby one. The pointy triangle one.
That would be one of these.
1.
2.
4.
Four.
Okay, so who rolled a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Okay. Can the other three deafen?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll wave to you when you can listen again. Or I'll say it in chat. So,
1 second. I can't find deafen.
it's next to the mute button.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And no, it's not next to my name. The bottom. Oh.
Okay, the other three are deafen.
Okay.
Ninsala hears this in her head. And you take 1d6 psychic damage.
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't tell the others.
Okay, I rolled a 1 on the d6. Oh, thank god. Okay.
Okay. Carry on.
Are you ready, old friend?
Huh?
Try.
I'd rather try this than I'm way too exhausted to walk around and try and find another exit right now, and we know this is a way out.
Do you
So,
think you can
it's worth a
handle
shot.
it if you're too exhausted to look elsewhere?
I'm not as wounded as I am tired.
I mean, loss of blood won't keep you not tired. You might pass out.
I can heal myself. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
You okay? Feel up to it? We can give it a shot.
Alright. Is your hand fine? Like, cause.
Yeah.
Okay. And he kind of takes a deep breath and looks at the blade before he takes it and plunges it into Sir Ellen's palm.
Okay.
And if you would like, I can roll for damage.
The damage, because this is a special case of quote needing enough blood. So this is me telling you what damage you deal, rather than like the dagger's damage. It's 2d8 damage, unmitigated. It doesn't matter what damage type it is. So 2d8 of damage. This is like a fringe case. Usually I'd be like, yeah, you could. It depends on what weapon it is, but this is a case of like actually needing a certain amount of damage to be done. So this would just be like you doing enough damage with the dagger to do this much damage, rather than the dagger's damage.
I rolled 6.
Okay, so it's 6 damage to Sir Alan? Was that to Sir Alan?
Yeah. Does it look like there's enough sap coming out?
Yeah, it's literally like that is considered enough. Like I just tell you the roll and you roll and that's it. Like
okay. And as the sap is like seeping out and starting to pool at my feet, I take the blade and cut down my arm.
And that's another 2d6 to you.
Yeah. 2d8 or 2d6?
Did I say 2d8 or 2d6?
2d8.
Yeah, it's d8 then, sorry.
Okay. And I do 8 to myself.
Okay. Mark off the health.
Got it. So after that, I will he like puts the arm that he cut down and allows the blood to like catch in his palm. And then he scoops up some of the sap with his other hand, and he takes both of his hands and puts them against the wall.
Okay. So as Gil massacres his friend and himself and wipes the 2 sources of blood down the wall, takes a step back. 5 seconds pass. 10 seconds pass. 15 seconds pass. Silence.
Fucking hate this door.
Can the 4 of you roll 1d4?
Oh no. Not again.
3.
3.
4.
Okay.
4.
Okay. Current.
Well, that sucks.
If I ask that, if it's not obvious, I'm only interested if any of you roll a 1. So
He takes some linen from his bag and rips off a strip and starts binding his arm.
Sir Alan, out of interest, what does your sap taste like?
I'm just gonna continue staring forwards and
not even consider.
Grawl would like to take a taste of the sap from the ground that isn't covered in blood.
Okay, go for it.
Is he just like
Just one
schnoz
finger.
into the? Is he just?
No, he's dipping a finger.
Dipping a finger. I'm gonna bat his hand away.
Dude,
you
that's
did
gross.
Okay, thought it'd be worth a try. Might be like maple syrup.
Well,
Oh god.
Do we have canon maple syrup?
Just like from trees.
Yeah, you just need to find.
Tyrasia.
You have to find a maple zephyr.
You have to put your claw in a tree trunk and then just lick it.
And then the zephyr turns around and is like, dude, the fuck are you doing? What are you doing to my leg?
Well, this seems to be not getting us anywhere. Did anyone see any other exits from this place other than the
No.
big gaping hole in the floor?
as I'm binding my wounds with that linen, Gil as he finishes wrapping it, kind of moves his hand over the top of it and mumbles a few words under his breath, and I will cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
With a tier 2 spell slot.
Okay, so slightly stronger.
Yeah. And so let me read what that does. So it gives me another 1d8.
Go for it.
So it's 2d8
Roll away.
plus my spellcasting modifier.
Damage into yourself.
8 plus 5. So
13.
13, yeah.
13
Can't do
health.
basic math. So that is, I believe I'm up to 25 now.
So he basically just negated that.
I
Self-damage.
negated it, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And put a little bit more on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Negate, and then I added 5.
Nice. Can you all roll 1d4 for me?
Oh no. Uh,
1.
3. Oh no.
1.
Again.
Okay, who rolled
Sorry, I was
ones?
muted.
I rolled a
Kian.
1. Yeah.
You and Kian. Okay. Can the other two deafen?
Yeah.
The two of you, as soon as Gil is finished casting this, the cure wounds, in your minds you hear this sound. And you both take 1d4 psychic damage. Don't tell the others.
Okay.
You got a loaded dice, man. I'm never rolling a 1 on this D4.
I need to get out of here.
That's 3 back to back.
You didn't see anything in the chamber with the butterfly man, right? Did we even go in there?
We fought the Skirix in there.
No, the big one. He was stood in one.
Do you mean where he disappeared through the portal?
Where
Yeah,
the purple light was coming from.
I don't remember going in there.
Oh, you mean like slightly around the corner?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to work out where you mean.
We seem to have been everywhere else in this stupid cave. I don't remember going in there.
I was about to pursue him down that tunnel, but then the Skirix showed up. It'd be worth an investigate.
What a bastard that was. Might be worth a try.
We could go look.
Yeah. Also, we could probably light a torch.
Oh, good idea.
Like, I don't think we need to be sneaky anymore in here.
Graal's gonna light up one of his torches and hold it up for the party.
At least we can
Okay.
see something then.
Old friend, could you put me back on your shoulder, please?
Way ahead of me.
Graal, can you roll 1d4?
My favorite. Eep. 1.
It fails to ignite.
Gesundheit.
I only just got this tinderbox. Can I try
As in
again?
the torch. No, the torch is useless. Like no matter how much you try and light it, it won't light.
I bang it on my head. I mean, these have only
What
been in my
are you
backpack for a little
doing?
while.
Goddamn,
I don't know, might work.
Goddamn IKEA torches.
Anyone
Never
else want
light.
to try?
Sure, I'll try and light a torch then.
Roll a d4.
Okay. Where's my dice? Eh. 1. Oh, fucking hell.
Ninsala also tried, like, perplexed by the fact that Graal can't seem to light this for the first time ever. Ninsala takes it off him and tries to light it, and again, can't even seem to spark a flame.
In Sala, where have we
Onto the
got
torch.
these backpacks from? We'll never go in there again.
I don't know.
Seriously,
You really
shoddy
can't start a
workmanship.
fire right
Some-
now?
Some cheapskate in a last town, I guess.
Yeah. Arsehole. I mean, I tried.
Hmm.
It's not exactly
you-
an art if you have a tinderbox.
You're all still in total darkness.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame.
Okay. Roll 1d4.
What? It's
Roll
magical
1d4.
fire.
Roll 1d4.
3.
Okay. The flame. Okay, so how does it work exactly? Conjure flame. Like, what's the description?
Appears in my hand.
So it's just kind of like a little fireball. That kind of like.
Yep, it produces light too. So.
Mhm.
Flame sheds a bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet.
Okay.
Spell ends if I dismiss it as an action or if I cast it again.
Okay. So this torchlight, when you conjure it, it doesn't feel like it usually does. I'm assuming Gil has done this before. Is this a new thing for him?
This is the first time.
This first thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
it feels like a lot more effort went into conjuring this flame than usual. It feels like the flame had trouble getting started. Like, it wasn't just like a bright big flame that he could hold straight away. It kind of felt like it was like really windy, you know, like when heavy wind is blowing against like a fire and it's like stifling the flame slightly. It took a while to get it going, but once it got big enough, it was then fine. But it felt like it was a struggle to get this little fire working.
Praise be to Salern.
Fire.
Hmm?
Does it not burn torches? Your magic flame? Otherwise, you maybe can just torch on.
You might be able to light it on it.
Well, yeah, if it's just considered like a magical flame, if it's a flame that has
It
heat
is
and
fire.
light, it's fire. So
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
It is
So that
fire.
might
Yeah.
help then, I guess.
It also reads, it remains there for the duration and harms neither you nor your equipment. So, none of my stuff would be burning.
Okay.
Well, finally, one of us has managed to produce fire.
Alright.
Shall we get a move on?
It's the first time I've done it, but
Well played.
it seems a lot easier than what you were trying to do.
I've lit a torch hundreds of times, but I don't know what's
Not
going on here.
surprised.
I
Most
normally don't
druids have
use
an akin.
torches.
Most druids have a sort of kinship with the elements, so I mean, it's the first time it's happened, but I'm not overly surprised about it.
Shall we get a move on? See if we can find it. Sooner we're out here, the sooner
Yeah.
Sir Alan can get the sunlight.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Some do say that in times of need, stranger things happen.
Baker said that to me once.
Yeah?
Fuck off.
Okay, so you now have a tiny bit of light. The four of you can now see. Well, 5. Oswald's okay
Well,
anyway, though.
Oswald and I have dark vision anyway.
Wrong
I
way,
also have
dickheads.
dark vision.
Wrong way, dickheads.
This way.
So I guess
Didn't we
so I
establish
guess
earlier
now-
that you might be a dickhead, though?
True.
So I guess
Pretty
now
good.
Gralkrava and Sir Ellen can see.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Scroll spits on the
As you
skirts.
guys are wandering around, though, you notice that Oswald is like struggling to walk as fast as the four of you, and is kind of like limping behind. It like taking longer. Like, you can still walk at the same pace in terms of just like mechanically you're walking at the same pace, but it looks like Oswald is taking a lot more effort to follow you.
Can I carry him?
No. He's a lot bigger than you.
Sir Ellen, do you have room on your other shoulder?
The big boys might, but I don't think Ninsala is physically capable to pick.
On
If you'd
one
allow it, I'll pick
shoulder,
him up.
he might be a
Growl,
little
you're
bit-
too spiky.
I've got plenty of
Too
room.
spiky.
I don't need to
Oh,
hold him on my shoulder.
Spiky.
I mean, is Oswald still okay with Growl? I mean, wasn't he a bit
He
shaken
doesn't
up?
really like me.
He was a bit shaken up
I
by
I would
Growl,
assume that he would like a tree far more than he would like a crab.
especially one that like bust him out of that cage in the most menacing way possible. Shook him to the core.
You okay, little fella?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
While you're doing that, I kick the Skirix again.
Okay.
Skewered.
How do you kick it?
I like just gently, not with any particular force. I just sort of like,
Toe punt it and break your
not toe
pelvis.
punt, bottom of the foot, flat of the foot,
And like, where are you kicking it? Like,
just in the leg.
okay. Like as Graal like kicks the leg, you hear like an echoed like chittering like in the distance, like a. But it's
I'm
like
sure-
it feels like it's like coming from the
Stop.
distance.
Touching shit.
I'm sure that would have happened even if I wasn't kicking her.
Uh-huh.
Let's get a move on. Let's hope there's something over
Uh-huh.
here.
So the four of you are now in here. As you wander into here, can you all roll 1d4?
Oh boy.
Jesus.
Three.
1.
One.
No.
Okay, at this point you know what to do.
Yeah. God damn it.
So just
Wait,
like
what do we roll
before,
again?
huh?
What do we roll again?
You rolled 1d4 to get to this point. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, for those of you who rolled a 1, you hear it's now like a really, really like numbing sensation. Kind of like when someone's like, if someone like scratches, you know, the back of your head, kind of like a massage, but it's starting to feel painful now. Like really hard pushing on like the back of your head, kind of like a migraine. And you hear this in your minds.
Oh no.
And you both take 1d4 psychic damage. Don't tell the others.
Yeah. I rolled a 1 again. Nice.
Okay.
Did we see anything?
Does anybody else hear that?
Yeah, what?
What?
It's like this. It's like in the back of my head. It feels like I don't.
Now that you mention it, back when we were at the stone wall, I felt a little bit of something like that in my head. Couldn't hear any words, just bad.
Are you all alright?
I've been better.
My head hurts.
Mine too.
I don't like this place.
Me either.
When you take a look around, you notice that Oswald is now like not walking and kind of just like lying down, like in
Yeah.
like a restful position, but lying down now, kind of like just not wanting to walk further.
Oh no.
You're all little
Oswald.
man.
Is the passage in front of me big enough to walk into?
That passage is a dead end. It's literally mapped exactly as you can see. It is a dead end, but it looks like someone has been like digging that, as if it like someone stopped digging. But it is a dead end, like you can see.
Damn it. It was worth a try. Sorry,
Like
everybody.
kneel down next to Oswald and like pet him. I don't know. I'm trying to make him feel better.
Oswald kind of like looks up at you, and then kind of just like looks back down and like looks like he's wanting to go to sleep.
Ah, he's exhausted.
Did I hear one of you say you wanted to look around that little room kind of thing that
Yeah,
you're
I
in?
was gonna say, was gonna have a look around.
Okay. Roll for perception.
Can
I
I
went to
assist?
the wrong dice tray.
Can I
yeah.
assist?
Yeah, sure.
From the top of Sir Ellen's shoulder, I will get a better vantage, so I will. And I believe that means that you add something to your. Oh no.
I think
No, I
it's.
think assistance is just advantage.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
So, if you're assisting, then he would get advantage.
And you don't have disadvantage from the darkness now because you actually have a fire.
And then you
So
aid
this will
another
just be
creature in
advantage.
the completion of a task. When you take the help action, the creature you aid gains advantage on the next ability check.
Okay. Boosh boosh. That'd be a 12.
12 with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus no
no-
additional.
Plus no additional. You... From what you can see around, you can see that there's a handle poking out of some... like a pile of rocks on the side. It looks like a handle.
Thanks, Gil. I think I see something.
You can see it... Hold on. You can see it over here in this
Grol's
corner.
kind of drawn to it and is gonna try and use the handle.
Did
Use
you
the
find
handle?
something?
It's the handle of something.
And
Oh,
Gil
like-
sort of like leant over Sir Ellen's shoulder, trying to get a better look at it.
You can see the... It looks like the end. As far as you can tell, it looks like the end of a weapon. Because you can see a pommel.
I pick it up and inspect it closer.
Okay, it's... The whole thing is under like a pile of rocks, so try for a strength check.
Okay.
Like there's a big pile of rocks on top of this thing.
That's a 13 plus 5, so
Yeah, that's enough.
18.
Yeah, you managed to pull it out. It's significantly heavier than you thought it was, but based on like what the handle looks like, when you finally manage to drag it out from all of the rocks that collapse from around it, you realize that it is a very ornately how would I describe it? It's a very ornate looking warhammer.
I'm also
Well
gonna
then.
of Camelot now.
Wow.
At least this trip wasn't a waste.
Maybe
Can
we
I
use that hammer to break out the wall?
kind of want to keep it?
Can you keep
Uh,
it and break out the wall?
Oh yeah.
Hits
This
the
would do a
wall
much
and then the,
better job.
the hammer just like flies
No
off. Nope,
offense,
you
but
can
I
only have
want
one.
to leave.
You and me both. If I put this in my inventory, what are we working with stats wise? If it's a warhammer, then
It is. It's a warhammer, so it's just warhammer stats. It's 1d8 bludgeoning.
okay.
Unless you get it identified and it's more.
That would be one. Is that 1d6 one-handed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sick.
it's a versatile weapon.
All right then. This is definitely worth a shot. Better than trying to pry it apart with our hands. I guess. Should we head back to the wall again? At least we know that leads to the outside.
Yeah, I mean, we can try and break the door open with that.
Okay.
So, Alan, could you carry Oswald? I don't think he can walk anymore.
Yes, I'll carry him along.
Oh, thank you.
I'll carry everyone. God, I'm gonna have to carry this team. What is this? Bronze cube?
No bunny hopping for Grawl.
As you make your way back into the center of that room, can you all roll 1d4?
Stop!
Yeah.
I like that because of the loaded dice, I am the only one who has no idea what's going
3.
on.
3.
I rolled 4.
Cap, did you roll?
He's muted.
3.
3, okay. Yeah, so as you were.
Weep. Wall
Go
hangs.
on. Smash out the wall.
Not that I don't have any trust in my own abilities, but does anyone want to give me a hand with this?
Nope.
No. I will I will hide in this corner here to not get
Well-
splinters.
Guess I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna recklessly attack it with the warhammer. It's not like anything's gonna hit me for advantage. Or disadvantage,
This
rather.
way you bounce the hammer off the wall
You can,
and hit yourself
sure.
in the face.
Okay. I recklessly attack. So that would be... Really? That is... I suppose I'm rolling to hit first.
No, you don't have to. It doesn't have like AC. It's just a wall. It's not like it can miss it unless you're
Just roll for
completely
damage.
stupid.
It's the inanimate object.
Yeah, it's
Shit,
an inanimate
sorry,
object.
then
It can't move.
I need to roll a different dice. Sorry about that.
It's fine. Yeah, it's
You're not
1d8.
doing the thing that barbarians do.
I'm not gonna
disappointed.
rage a wall.
Why not?
I rage.
That just helps me to
No.
hit.
It's
And
a
it does
stone.
1 more damage.
Oh wait.
No. Sorry, excuse me. I mean,
And
what the fuck? It is a few more damage. 2 more damage.
Okay, so what did you roll?
Right, I haven't rolled yet. Sorry.
It's 1d8 bludgeoning.
1d8. New hammers, you know. Okay.
Don't forget
Boop.
your modifiers if you've got them.
3 plus 5. That's 8.
So you do 8.
Would have been 9 if you raged.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so as Graal takes a mighty swing with his new warhammer at this wall, as the warhammer collides with the wall, it looks like nothing happens to the stones. However, on impact, a very loud blast of sound emanates from the stone that he collided with, and Graal, you take 1d8 thunder damage.
Oh god.
It's basically like hitting like a really, really loud gong, like a booming gong sound.
Oh no.
He's down, isn't he?
Graal, are you
Did you
okay?
hit? Did you roll an 8?
I rolled a 5, which was enough.
I thought you had more. I thought you had more than 5.
Because I took the thing from
Oh
earlier.
right, So
That puts me
basically,
at 0.
yeah. So you're
He's
just not
down.
you're knocked unconscious by that.
Oh no.
And now he needs to do death saving throw. Somebody with medicine check save him.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't need to do death saving throws if you're not in combat. He's basically just knocked out.
Sir Ellen, can you put me down there?
You only need to worry about death saving throws if you're in combat. Otherwise, you're just like unconscious and useless.
I don't have the energy to fly down to this fool. Can you?
But yeah, as Graal like collides with the stone, this thunder blast basically knocks him clean off his feet and on the floor and is completely out cold.
Oh no.
God, this is fun. I love fucking with you four.
Stupid
Yes.
doors.
Hey, you can't talk. Shut up.
Sir Ellen, can you?
You're
can you put me
unconscious.
down there? Or
Yeah, I have.
okay. Gel kind of shakes his head. Poor fool. And he pulls out his focus in his staff,
Mhm.
and it kind of lights up this strangely warm green, which is a little bit weird, as he casts Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And he reaches out and touches him.
I think that's 1d8 plus 5.
Yes, 1d8 plus 5. Let me roll it.
Roll away, sashimi boy.
Oh, he's rolling it or I'm rolling it? I thought I rolled it.
The caster's rolling it.
The caster rolls it. Okay. Roll away,
unconscious.
butterfly.
7 plus 5, so 12.
Nice.
I think it's safe to say don't do that again.
Did it work?
No.
Let's try again.
There seems to be absolutely no difference to the wall that you've made. Like not even
Warhammer
like a
shite.
splinter of stone.
It's like a mark on the wall, but it's just from the hammer.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
It's
more
like
there's
a piece of metal from the hammer.
there's
did
like
I
a
hit?
mark on the hammer.
I'd like to push the stone that I hit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like give it a
I'm not
shove.
doing it again.
It feels solid. Immovable.
What the hell did that to me? Anyone see?
No.
Can the four of
You
you
didn't-
roll
you didn't cry
1d4?
out in pain and then you passed out.
Just blacked out. I don't remember.
Can the four of you roll 1d4?
Oh
3.
shit, sorry. Is this a D4?
4.
D4's a triangle, right?
Stuck.
Yeah.
2.
4.
I got a 4.
As you were.
I'm running out of ideas here. If smashing it with a hammer doesn't work, then what is gonna work? We've done blood sacrifice.
We may just have to accept the fact that this isn't the way out anymore.
Could accept that it's our home now.
No. Well, you two
I
can't
feel
live
like
down
the
here.
both of us would die if we tried.
True.
I'm gonna pull out and look at the necklace
Sure. Okay.
out of my bag.
Mhm.
I can roll perception if you want, but I'm looking for any sort of like
It'd be
identifying
investigation.
marks on it or investigation.
Yeah, because you
Not
can
sight-based perception.
because perception is trying to find something. Investigation is trying to find something on something. Or something about something. So you're trying to investigate the object. You can already see the object, so you're not trying to
It's still wisdom perception, is it?
I don't know, I don't have your
Is
things
it
open.
investigation?
If you look at investigation, do you have any modifier to it? Oh yeah, you're not
No.
proficient.
An
in it.
investigation is int.
It's int, okay.
So it wouldn't be wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
shit.
rule it as investigation though.
Okay.
Because perception's like trying to find like something in a room, whereas if you already have the thing in your hand.
18.
18. Okay.
Wow.
What are you trying to discern about this?
I want to see if it perhaps holds any sort of key, or maybe is a key to the way out of here. Or
Okay.
if there's anything particularly special about it.
Well, you can tell at first glance that it definitely doesn't look either Earthen or Fey origin.
Okay. Interesting.
It also looks like the stone inside, the gemstone, is inert.
Hmm.
As far as you can tell, though, it doesn't look like a kind of key.
What kind of gemstone is it?
You can't tell.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
What color
it's
is it?
it's kind of colorless, almost like glass.
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Oh, it's kind of colorless, like glass.
Okay.
Like at first glance, you might consider it a diamond, but it doesn't look perfect enough. It looks more like glass than a diamond. Huh?
Quartz?
No, it looks like colorless. Like quartz is more like white, like iridescent
Okay,
white.
so like kind of like how a shard of really thick glass looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a shard of really thick glass. It does look like dusky though. Like it's not perfectly colorless. It looks dusky,
Mhm.
like slightly blackened, but it's not like perfectly
With like a mineral
black.
imperfection.
Yeah, it kind of looks like smoky. Kind of like it kind of looks like crystallized smoke.
Hear me out, everybody. I have 3 ideas. First idea. Grawl reaches up and tries to drip some of his blood on the jewel at the center of the necklace.
Okay.
I swat his hand away. What are you doing?
Less of that.
I mean, usually these horrible folk use blood magic. I figured it might work.
I mean, he has a point.
Why not? He kind of holds the necklace out by the band, because I don't want crab blood on my hands.
It's I try and get some of the drips of blood off me and let it drip on there, seeing as I'm currently soaked.
Okay. So not much happens other than when the blood drips. I'm assuming you're dripping rather than like wiping.
No wiping.
When the drip of blood hits the quote glass, it almost like rings like an echoing ring. Kind of like a what would I compare this to? Kind of like a really distant echoing wind chime, but like really tiny because it's coming from the gem. It kind of like has like a ding, 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 ding.
All right, not what I expected. More expected is like teleport out the side of the door, but something.
Like it doesn't behave naturally, but that's all that
encountered
happens.
a cave that was filled with resonating crystals. Don't know if it's anything like that, but it was beautiful to listen to. Never mind. Second idea. Put it in the box.
No.
And what's your third idea?
What's in the box?
Go check out the hole where the Skirix came from.
No.
Well, Gil, I should maybe mention that I have a few items from these people still in my inventory. I completely forgot about them. I have one of their daggers, a ring with like some eye symbol on it. The dagger still has some blood on it that's probably dried by now.
Oh, it's definitely dried by now. Like fully coagulated and everything. It'll be like basically like dark brown at this point. It's fairly old blood.
Yeah. And I still have this like weird glass orb in shape of a drop of water. I don't know if these things might help us, but I have them still. I'm not sure. I don't remember where the orb came from. If that has anything to do with these people, but the dagger and the ring certainly do.
Can you all roll 1d4?
Yes.
I'm gonna punch these fuckers in the blackened eye one of these days.
Damn.
Dappy.
1.
4.
3.
So was Graal the only one?
Think so.
Okay, all deafen. So as you're like soon after the this like wind chime-esque sound you heard, you feel this numbing sensation in the back of your head. Kind of like someone is like massaging the back of your head way too hard. And you hear this voice in the back of your mind.
Fuck off.
And you take 1d6 psychic damage.
I think this is the D6, isn't it? No, that's not a D6.
It's normal dice.
Yeah, I always forget. This one.
Again,
Fuck!
you can now say, you can't tell them the damage, but you can say what you heard, etc. But you're not allowed to tell them the damage.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Need to get out of here.
Yeah, no shit.
Sooner rather than later, please.
Gil, do you want to see these, the dagger and the ring? You think maybe you
Yeah.
can do something with it?
Maybe I can take a look at them really quick. DM, would you like me to roll Arcana? Investigation?
To do what? Sorry.
Trying to look over these items that Nensala is handing me and see if
All of
maybe
them.
any of them could help us at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the glass orb will do anything, but the ring and the dagger for sure. I take the glass orb out as well, because I don't know. Maybe, who knows?
Okay. So, what exactly are you trying to work out? Are you trying to work out if there's anything magical? Because that's why you would do an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Otherwise it'd be
I
investigation.
was thinking it would be something magical that would help us, but I guess it would be investigation because I'm trying to see if any of them might help us get out of
Yeah,
it.
investigation would be the case. Like if you know something's magical and you're trying to work out like why
Yeah.
or how, then it'd be Arcana.
You're
But
right.
otherwise, investigation.
I got a 1.
Oh no.
So basically, you look at it and like your derp emote, that is basically the expression you pull. It is basically that. You look at it and you're like,
I don't know if any of this is gonna help us, to be honest. I'm not sure. They just kind of look like items.
Girl bangs on the door with both hands. I need to get out of here. It's annoying in the back of my mind. I think I heard a voice. This time it was words. You are mine.
Oh, that's not good.
I'd like to look at the items as well. Maybe I can figure something out because I never actually looked at them.
okay, you want to do investigation?
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll away. 19.
Yeah.
Investigation. Okay, so what items exactly are you investigating?
All three of them.
The dagger, the water drop amulet, and
Yeah.
the ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so you through your investigation takes you like, I would say realistically, you look over them for about 2 minutes across like all of them, and you can discern that the blade and the ring are definitely not Ervan made. You can't tell if it's like anything else specifically, but you definitely know that this is not Ervan made. The amulet is. That-
I mean the glass orb thing.
Well, it was an amulet. It's a glass orb, like the glass orb thing, like the water droplet thing, is suspended like by a chain. Like it is an amulet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might not have clarified that, but yeah, the whole thing is an amulet, but it's like glass orb teardrop thing. That looks Ervan made. The other two are definitely not. That is about as much as you can discern from these currently.
And is there maybe some engravings or symbols on the ring and the dagger?
For the ring, it's just the eye that you could see. The dagger has a language you can't read engraved in the blade itself. It's nothing you've seen before, and it doesn't look like the same alphabet either. They look like symbols more than anything.
Open sesame.
Suddenly, the knife opens with a way out.
I have one last thing I can try, but it might get me into some hot water.
How hot we talking?
Well, I could try to Fey warp to the other side, but without seeing the other side, I don't know exactly what's over there.
What's a Fey?
Also,
Dangerous.
okay, so I suppose you don't know much about the Fae.
Well, actually,
Sometimes Fae, okay, so you know how we travel.
yeah.
It's like that, but without the water.
Oh, so just through
And you
air.
can't go through, yes, through air.
I'm pretty sure, just to step in, I'm pretty sure Graal has seen you Fey Warp once when you broke
have.
into the tavern.
I haven't heard it
Yeah.
by word. What it's called.
Yeah. I was just butting in. You've seen it, but I don't think you've had it explained.
Yeah.
Sometimes Fae can warp like that time.
Oh!
We do that.
When
Yeah.
you went through the door and unlocked it. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, this is
Um,
thick.
it is.
Can we help it
so-
anyway?
No.
In the famous words of every DM out there, you can try.
Yeah. I'm getting desperate because if we don't do something soon, I'm afraid that we're all gonna pass out over here. So
Maybe I can try and like put the ring on and press that against the part of the stone wall. I don't know. Maybe we can try and do that with the gem thing that you found. Maybe we
Worth a
can
try
put more
first.
blood on the gemstone. I don't know. It's like a few things that come into my mind before you can.
maybe if you have all three,
Maybe.
give it back though.
Of course.
Okay. Catch. And he tosses it to her. I'm not getting down off of this tree. It's not happening.
Okay. So I take the dagger and put it like in my like sheath it into my belt and put the ring on my finger and the necklace around my neck. And I'm gonna try and like press the ring against the wall.
Okay.
Maybe something happens.
Okay.
I don't-
Ninsala does that.
Uh-huh.
5 seconds pass. 10 seconds pass. 15 seconds pass. Nothing.
Well, might not have worked, but you look great.
Thanks.
Can you all roll 1d4 for me?
Yep.
Two.
1.
Four.
Oh.
Has Cap managed to like avoid all of these?
Yeah.
He
I think
still has no idea what's happening. He missed all of them. Okay, so all deafen, other than the ones.
Yeah.
So once again, it's now getting like worse. This like numbing feeling as this voice appears in your head now travels to like the front of your head, and it feels like a really intense migraine now. And you hear. And you take 1d6 psychic damage.
Damn it.
Don't say how much damage you took, but you can talk about it.
This is bad. I heard a voice in my head.
Another one?
Could you tell what
It
it was
said it's
saying?
coming. I'm scared. Also, my head feels like it's gonna explode pretty soon.
Know that feeling?
I don't know. We can maybe try and put more blood on this gem thing. And
Anyone else still bleeding?
I look down at my arm. Am I still kind of like soaking the bandages, or is it stopped pretty much?
No, you're still bleeding. Like your bandages are soaked.
Yeah, I am.
Like the bandages are wet.
Mm-hmm.
oh, we really have to get out of this place.
1 sec. Oh wait, no, wrong dice. Graal, you can feel almost like something tugging on your arm. Kind of like, you know, Mom, can we go to the game store kind of thing? Like, it feels like something is tugging your arm, like a ghostly thing. I don't know. It feels like something is pulling your arm, but you don't see anything. But you can feel like something or someone like tugging on you.
I let it take me.
It's just tugging you, like that's
Can I
it.
follow the sensation?
You can. It's tugging you towards the seal.
I placed that arm on the door.
Nothing happens. You can feel like it's tugging you against the wall though. Like it's pulling you like into the seal. But you're basically just like getting pulled into the wall.
Girl, what are you doing?
My body is pulling itself.
To the wall?
I'm gonna be honest, it feels magical. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not doing it.
Can you roll 1d4 for me, Graal?
I absolutely can, sweetheart. Okay. 4.
Okay. Can the other 3 deafen?
Yep.
Fuck.
So as you're getting like pulled against the seal, you hear a different voice in the back of your mind this time.
Bro, snap out of it. Bro, we need to leave. Bro.
Snap out of what?
And then you can't hear anything.
Just so you know, I said, snap out of what? Out loud. You all heard that.
Graal, are you okay? What's happening?
Different voice in my head.
What did it sound like?
Different to the last one. Did I recognize the voice?
How? What did it sound like?
Sounds very distant, but you did recognize it.
It's a voice I recognized. It... Maybe sounded like Keenla? Couldn't tell you. But...
It was
told me
male.
to snap out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a male voice. You can't quite tell who it was.
Told me to snap out of it, but I don't know what that means.
Why is it
I'm
pulling
still-
you towards the door?
Obviously, it wants me out of here. And I am inclined to agree.
Snap
I don't-
out of it.
Have you
There's
thought
a glitch
about
in the matrix.
that this door might just be a really good illusion?
Huh.
Can we investigate if the door is actually real? Like, if it's like actual
I know.
rock.
I know. I can try and Fey warp through it. If I can't, it's probably real.
You can try.
I mean,
But what if you get stuck?
at this point, we were kind of running out of options, and I'm pulling
Well,
my
we're
own
out of
arm towards the
options.
door.
And Gil sort of like works his way to standing up on Sir Ellen's shoulder and kind of tries to like shake off the weight from his wings as they like slowly kind of lift and they flutter once they get to like a full extension. And I will Fey warp, trying to go through the wall.
Okay, bear in mind your wings still feel really heavy.
Oh yeah, that's why I described it.
Like this is a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are going to try and Fey warp the other side of the wall.
Oh, one
Yep,
second. Let me
wings
just squeeze out of the
trembling
way.
and I'm bleeding.
I don't want you Fey warping through me. That's weird.
I didn't want you bleeding near me, but
You make a
We're
point.
getting to know each other.
Bleed in, Fey warping between friends, you know?
Okay. Gil, you try to Fey warp through the wall. And the sensation is the same as always to you, how you always do it. You basically like sort of like dematerialize temporarily and warp at like basically light speed straight at the wall, and you expect to breach the wall and in turn smash straight into it. And you take 1d6 bludgeoning damage from the speed you just rammed into it.
Gil!
Oh no.
I mean, usually you go through these things, don't you?
You said 1d4 or 1d6?
6. In the most comical way possible, Gil slams and sticks to the wall, limbs all splayed out across.
Oh no. Gil, no. Are you okay?
Ow.
Oh no.
Well, now two of us have been knocked on our asses.
Sir Alan.
Hold on.
Take me
Can you
back
give
up.
me your bandages?
He like, as he's laying flat on his back. just
I
kind
am
of,
a broken man.
He lifts his arm up. This one.
Yeah, thanks. I just unwrapped the bloody bandages from his hand. And then just let go of it so it like flops back on his face. Thanks.
You can you roll 1d4 for me, Kian?
One.
Okay, nothing happens.
Okay.
I wanna wrap the bloody bandages around the crystal and see.
The one the one Gil stole from Arathan?
Yeah.
Sure. You do that. You can hear almost very distant and echoey, like ghostly, I wouldn't say singing, kind of like, have you ever heard it when you like skim a rock across a massive like icy lake? And there's like
Like
kind of like that, but like constant, very distant and quiet. But it sounds like it's kind of like singing, almost. Like the stone is singing.
Beautiful pitch.
I don't know.
Well, I am out of ideas. I'm gonna go check out that hole.
Ow. Sir Alan. His arms, he's like.
I'll pick him up.
Fuck, wrong way.
Ninsala, can you roll 1d4 for me?
Yes. Three.
3. Ninsala, can the other 3 deafen?
Oh no.
You suddenly feel like both of your shoulders have been grabbed by this same like ghostly kind of figure that was grabbing Graal, and it's like shaking you, and you're kind of like being shook around like this, and you can hear in the back of your mind,
Ninsala, please, snap out of it. You have to leave.
Oh. Well, that was weird.
What was we? I'm not there.
Well, that was weird. I heard a voice from like in my head.
What did it say?
I have to leave. it said my name. Like, it didn't sound like the demon voice from before. Just like someone is trying to snap me out of it. I don't know what to make
I
of
mean,
it.
if they
I
could
felt
give
like
you any hints as to how, that would be helpful.
no. I felt really shook as well. Like it was like shaking my shoulders.
Have we tried just waking up?
But yeah, but like we are awake. Or
As far as we
like,
know.
you mean like maybe if we go to sleep and wake up again, we would be getting out of here?
I don't know. I'm not really privy to the whole sleep thing. I don't know how you flesh things do it.
You flesh things.
Did I see anything when I went over to the hole? Because I'm going to walk back.
You can't see the bottom. It's black.
Oh, that's about
I mean,
what
you
I
can't see
expected.
anything anyway because you,
Oh, yeah,
unless
it's
you
fine.
you lit the torch.
No, I didn't. Let's not talk about that. Well, forgot to light a torch. What are you doing?
Yeah, because Graal wasn't here, so I assume he didn't hear what you just said, Vinsala.
No, yeah, probably not. Wait, Grad, you just came back, right?
Yeah, I went to go check out the hole, walked into a few. We'll see now.
Nah.
Forgot to
Well-
light a torch.
Didn't you say you had a voice that told you to snap out of it?
Yeah,
I think I heard the same.
tug of
think
an
it
arm
was-
as well.
It was like shaking my shoulders. I told me I have to wake up.
Physically. Remember when I said my arm was being pulled? It
Yeah.
was like someone else was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Ah,
I mean, I've been unconscious. I didn't do much.
mm-hmm. So, how do we wake up from this?
You
What
can
if we
attempt.
sing like the crystal.
You can attempt to awaken more than you currently are.
Can I roll to snap out of it?
You can try.
My
Constitution?
No, roll 1d6.
1.
So Graal basically like tries his best. He's kind of like trying to like concentrate on waking up. Opens his eyes and there's no difference.
Can I slap myself?
You can.
Whoosh!
Nothing happens. But it's funny. That's why I let you.
well, my original idea was actually to like try and like draw the outline of a door on the wall with the gem and the blood on it. I don't know. Like, my last idea.
The four of you,
Mhm.
what do you think is happening?
We're asleep.
Just so I can gauge like where you're at currently.
I think
Yeah.
either we collapsed after our fight with the Skirix and we got taken to safety, or we never went into the cave and passed out when we tried to open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
Gil
that.
is thinking that this might have something to do with the venom from the bite of the Skirix, but that's his take on it because Druid things.
Yeah, also I didn't get poisoned. And I'm
Me
still
neither.
here.
Yeah, two of you didn't get
Yeah.
bitten as well.
Don't shit on my theory.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I feel like we are being shaken by Kinla. It is my idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I still feel like the door isn't actually real. And maybe if like somehow managed to get through the piece of wall, we would actually wake up.
Seeing as our bodies are being manipulated
Yeah.
physically.
Well, some of us. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's talking to me. I'm just hanging out.
They're
Can
just
I
leaving me alone.
I'm just really fucking confused watching all of you be weird. Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Can I reach out with my arm towards the door and sort of reach around with my hand?
What, at the seal? Like the solid wall?
Just
what?
in the air, generally.
In the air, but like not actually touching the wall.
Yeah, towards where I felt the tug. Yeah, not touching the wall.
Okay. You do that, and once again you can feel tugging. Like like someone or something is trying to pull you again.
I'm gonna be honest with you all. I've never been in this situation before. I really don't know what to do.
Can the four of you all roll 1d4?
Yep.
2.
2.
4.
Cap's gonna get out of this like haven't got a fucking clue what's happening.
Had a lovely day.
It was a great
Had a lovely
time
day in the cave. No demonic whispers or anything.
I'm still super confused. We were just hanging out in the cave, just stood around. Everybody else was freaking out, but I seemed to have an alright time.
Okay. What are you trying to do then?
Can I roll to wake up again?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna, like, from what I've gathered from all of how everybody's freaking out, I'm just gonna walk very confidently towards the wall, like expecting to not hit it.
Okay. So you're walking. You're attempting to walk through the wall as if it's not there.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Platform 9 3/4.
Attempting to just phase
Yeah.
straight through that thing, just walking as if there is nothing in my way.
Gil's not on your shoulder, right? You're on the floor now, aren't you, Gil? You're flying your ass.
No, I picked him up again.
No, he picked me up.
Okay. Did you say this to Gil? Or are you just gonna do it?
I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
Out
And
of
where is Gil?
curiosity, just wordlessly wandering.
Gil, are you like on his shoulder?
He said he picked me up, whatever he did.
Okay.
I don't know. Either he's carrying me or I'm on his shoulder. I have no clue.
Sir Alan confidently walks towards the wall. And as he comes into contact with the wall, Gil stops against it, but Sir Alan walks straight through it.
I knew it.
Gil is almost like pushed off as if the wall is there, but Sir Alan walks straight through it.
Ow.
And can
no.
the other three deafen?
Sure.
Yep.
Sir Alan, as soon as you wander through, Kinlal turns around, and the seal isn't there. It was never there. Kinlal turns around. You've walked past him, and he says, "You're finally through. What did you do? How did you do it?"
I just walked.
But I've been
What have you
trying
been
to
seeing
I've been
from
trying
this
to drag
side?
the others for the last 15, 20 minutes.
They have been acting very strangely.
I can't get them to budge. It's almost
They
like
seem-
it's almost like they're being stopped from leaving.
They seem to have all heard this voice in their head. I feel like it may be affecting them somehow. We need to figure out a way to break its hold on them somehow. Maybe.
I've been trying to talk to them. I don't think they can hear me.
I'm the only one who's been able to pass through, and I'm the only one who hasn't heard any of this voice. I feel like they're connected, definitely.
Wait, what voice? You mean my voice?
No, they heard your voice, but there was another. Everyone who hasn't been able to pass through has mentioned hearing another voice in their head.
What?
They mentioned
What voice?
something
What was the voice
about-
like?
They mentioned it sounding threatening, and they said that it said, "You are mine, and I am coming." I feel like we need to save them as quickly as we can.
Yes, I think so too, but I don't think they can leave. I think this is on them. I think they're mentally trapped.
There may be nothing else we can do. If we combine both of our voices to try and yell them out of it, but if you've been trying for 20 minutes, then I don't think...
You can try and talk to the others, but I would need the three of them to roll for it. So, is that what you want to do?
I will try and combine my voice with Keenlar's so we can both yell, snap, just walk through at the same time. Just both yell.
I'll get them to roll with advantage then.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I need you to deafen.
So.
I need the three of you to roll 1d4 with advantage.
Okay. I don't know where my dice are.
3.
3 with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
3. You're muted.
I saw a 1 though.
1. I rolled twice and got 1 both times.
Oh no.
Cap, you can undeafen, but you can't tell them anything. Just so you're not left out, but you're not allowed to tell them anything. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Now, I'm thinking, unless our Sepher friend has suddenly learned the powers of walking through walls, which I don't think's likely, I have a feeling this wall doesn't exist and is merely a figment of our imaginations.
Thinking the same earlier. By the way, what happened with Oswald? Did he fall to the floor?
I would have, yeah, I forgot Oswald was also on his back, so yeah, Oswald would have fallen on the floor as well.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Oswald's
And
just
it's a
flumped on the
secret.
floor.
Is he sleeping? Or,
Yeah, he's asleep.
Oh no.
As far as you can tell, he's asleep.
Well, I've seen stranger magics
True.
in the Fey realm.
I need the three of you to roll 1d4.
I hate D4s.
Okay.
1.
Who rolled a 1?
I'm thinking I did.
Okay. Did the other two?
3.
4.
Okay. Can the three of you deafen? Not kill. So you have this mind-racking pain in your head that you felt before. You now realize you have felt this pain before. Back.
Oh, is this the same as when I was trapped in the thing?
Yes, it's exactly the same pain.
I hate it
as before.
Thanks.
And you hear now like a screaming migraine at the front of your head, like near your eyes. You can feel this voice inside your head saying,
"No escape for you."
and you take 1d8 psychic damage.
Ah. Ah. Jesus.
And you can't reveal the damage, but you can talk about it otherwise.
Fuck this. I've gotten out of this before. I can get out of this again. I am certain that this wall does not exist. And I am only keeping myself in here. So I am leaving now. And he gets up off the floor and kind of holds his arm where he cut himself and takes a deep breath and confidently walks towards the door.
Okay.
With all of the confidence that he can muster, seeing as he's gotten out of a similar situation before, and absolutely done. I am leaving.
So Gil wanders forwards, and
I'm walking with a purpose.
as soon as he comes into contact with the wall, walks straight through it.
I will try to wake up Oswald because I'm not leaving him behind. Yes.
Ninsala.
Also, Kian, you now have to mute. You can't talk because you're the
If the
other
secret-
side.
What do I
Yeah.
see, though?
What do you see?
On the other side?
Well, the other two need to deafen.
Okay.
I mean, if they want to finish what they were doing first.
Yeah. Well, they can do that. Because I kind of need to do both at the same time, so it's whatever one we want to do
Yeah,
first.
I'll wait.
Okay.
If
Yeah. So
the
just mute.
secret is confidence, then we are going to need to rouse your badger friend and convince him that reality is a myth.
Yeah, I'm sure he can probably tell.
If he
But
watches
he's
me
saying-
do it,
Yeah. So can I wake up Oswald? Does he wake up?
No.
No.
Oswald, you're trying to rouse him. You've been doing so for 10 seconds or so, and you realize he's actually completely out cold. Oswald's unconscious.
Ninsala, stick with me on this one.
No.
This may be tough to fathom for you right now, but maybe Oswald already got out of here.
But what if he didn't? How would I get him back?
You make a point.
Does he have a pulse? Does he
He's
feel like
alive. He's alive and breathing. He's unconscious though. You can't wake him up.
Hmm.
Hold on. Ninsala, idea.
Yeah.
Put your hand up,
Yeah.
call his name, and see if he licks your hand.
Okay. I do that. Put my hand up where his nose would be
Okay.
when he would be standing, and call his name, Oswald.
You do that, and his ears kind of flit, and you can see his nose trying to sniff you, but very very softly, almost as if it's a natural instinct rather than he's trying to do it. Other than that, not really any response. He looks like he's sleeping soundly.
If he's asleep, and we're still conscious, and we're still trapped wherever we are, I feel like he's out of here already. He's a smart one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really don't want to leave him behind.
Well, other than throwing his body at the door, then
You're not throwing him anywhere. Can you try and
walk through with him.
bring him with him? I can't carry him.
Well, if he's unconscious, he can't really understand the bounds that this is an illusory wall, so maybe he'll just pass through it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And if not, he might be just at the other side, like you said.
Well, if you're trapped in here, I'm definitely not leaving you in here, so, see you on the other side. I pick up Oswald and
Okay.
confidently walk towards the wall.
Okay. Is Ninsala doing anything or just watching?
I'm watching because I don't want to leave Oswald behind.
Okay. So as Graal picks up the hefty giant badger, waltzes towards the wall with the utmost confidence and As they touch the wall, both pass through.
Oh, thank God. I will also then go through the door through the wall because I know it's not real. So just
Okay.
walk straight through it.
And as Ninsala, for the last of the lot, passes through the wall, all of them feel this mind-numbing sensation dissipate, and all turn around and see that the seal was never there to begin with, and they see Kinlar speaking to Gil and Sir Alan, with Saletha still completely out on the floor. Kinlar turns to the rest of you and says, "Oh, thank you, Thana. You finally made it out.
What?
My friends, I
What?
think there's a chorus underground. We need to leave now."
We're leaving now. We're out. We're going. We're leaving.
And that's where we're gonna stop for the break.
God damn it.
I have chills. Oh my god! You didn't even know
Full
it.
body. God fucking
Oh my god!
mind-eating fucks.
Oh no!
We'll see you in 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
Just chimed in with what mind-numbing sensation. I'm having a good day.
And we return. So, how are you all?
I think you could say there was a chorus of pogs.
You're finally out.
You shit. DM putting us near a fucking, basically a Tyrask at 4th level.
Yeah, near.
Oh god!
So,
Thanks, I hate it.
thanks, I hate. Who said it? That implies there's one.
I am upset.
Keenlaw, I'm very confused.
I've been trying to break you out of this nonsense for the last 30 minutes.
Did we ever go through there?
What do you mean?
Did we ever go through the door initially?
Yes, you've been gone for maybe an hour or so.
How did
So
you
we were
find
just
us?
standing on the other side of the open door.
I saw you come back and then you just stopped, perplexed as to why you couldn't come closer.
Did you?
And you were...
Did you see me run into the?
Yes, I did see
We're
that.
never talking about that.
Did you see me hit it with a warhammer?
Yes, I also saw you knock yourself out. I must admit it was rather funny for a few seconds, but
It was pretty funny.
I then realized there's something clearly wrong. You were all trapped.
We're never speaking to this again. So, a chorus.
You the chorus?
It's a chorus. As far as I'm aware, I can't think of anything else that could have done this to you.
I've heard rumors.
I
I've
haven't
never...
seen one myself, nor do I particularly
awful.
want to.
They're
I've
awful.
not. Would any of you care to enlighten me? I've not seen much of outside of the glade at the minute.
The
What
others know
is a
more than
chorus?
me.
What
Yeah.
is it that's got you spooked?
The chorus are awful creatures. They're I wouldn't say they want. They need to consume magic. They consume magic. That's what they do. It's they're considered abominations everywhere, but most, like, very much so in the Fey realm. They are monsters.
The stories I've heard of
the
people
worst
going
kind.
insane and being consumed before they even knew it.
Yeah.
From the inside out.
I've never been that close to one, and nor do I care to ever be again. I thought I would know if that happened to me, but I had no idea. Which
Well,
is
that
even
sounds-
Kinlock kind of butts in and says, "My friend, that's the whole point.
it is.
They use your mind against you."
But I've learned about them, and you think you would know, but you have no clue. Even the knowledge of them doesn't seem to arm you against them.
There are rumors.
I'm sorry
I know
you have
that.
all suffered from this, but I'm glad to see that you managed to break free.
I'd love to regale you with the tales of the battle we just had, but now is not the time, it seems.
Shall we do it outside the cave?
Yes.
Let us take our leave.
Let's leave.
I'll pick up Salitha.
Okay. Yeah. She's like out cold.
Yeah, can Oswald walk?
No. Also out cold.
I will pick him up and carry him.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Also,
I'm cradling Salitha in both arms. By the way.
also, the second you wandered through, Gil, your wings immediately feel weightless again.
Yay.
Yes, I am in dire need of the sun.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to like. Are you guys wanting to walk out of
If
the
yes.
cave?
Eating us.
I mean, you're technically out of this map now. But do you want to leave the cave like full stop?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will go ahead and get rid of that then.
I'm done being a mushroom. I would like to leave and go and see the sun again, please.
I don't even know what that is.
I feel
What
like
is
an
this?
abused houseplant with curtains that are too thick and have never been opened.
Get rid of that as well. I think that was the glass panel, which hadn't like loaded correctly. Yeah. So we're back to mapless now. So the 6? Is that 6? 7? Is there 7 of you? 4 plus 3, yeah, including Oswald, Salazar, and Kinla. The 7 of you wander back to the exit. I won't bother bringing up the map if you're just leaving anyway. You wander up the very long tunnel going upwards, and you start to see no light because it's actually nighttime.
Wow.
I fucking knew it.
You were down there long enough. It's now like the middle of the night.
Sorry, Sir Alan.
Well,
I mean, like the second you walk out, the kind of like fusty dankness of the cave dissipates, and you now have cool, fresh air wafting across your faces.
Well,
Nice.
I know it's no sun, but I cast Produce Flame. There's this.
Everyone huddles around the tiny baby fireball.
Now,
apologies, little friend. I don't think I can use that.
I don't
for
think it'll
food.
do now.
I'm
But
about
I am
to.
enjoying this wind, and then like rustle the
fresh
leaves.
air. The fresh
in
air
little
is very
breeze.
nice.
Yeah.
Not to alarm anyone, but I feel like I'm about to pass out. Can someone hold on to Salazar? Oh, I'll just
Yeah,
put her
I'll
on the
just
ground.
hold out and
Just
hold
drops
her
her.
like one-armed, like a baby.
Graal sprints at all his might towards the water and dives in.
Nice.
Ah, my old friend. I can see your leaves perking up again already.
I would skip like a stone if it were possible.
Plummet
Jumps out of the
like a
water,
rock.
dolphin style. It's like.
I could probably breach.
Yeah, I mean you can swim very quickly, so yeah, I'd say yeah. Also, we are now back to this. You're now out of the cave.
Oh.
thank
Uh-huh.
fuck.
For everyone who doesn't know, we play ambient tracks. Oh, Sarah plays on the stream, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. Oh, I nearly played Diggy Diggy Hole.
So
That
you are
is-
now outside, and you can hear the ominousness of the surroundings of Zerathil.
I
We
would
should
like
have
to
been
short
playing-
rest.
We should have been playing.
want a short
Diggy
rest?
Diggy Hole
Okay.
The whole time.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I would like to long rest.
I'm down for that.
Based
I
on
cannot.
like you know, the stars, the moon, etc. You can tell it's roughly midnight. So a long rest would get you to morning.
How many hours of sunlight are there before morning and like dawn?
What
When's
time
the
of the year
sun
is
coming
it?
out?
You are just going into like fall or autumn because you
Okay,
started this
so-
campaign on the last day of summer.
Uh-huh.
Right, roughly
equivalent,
7, 8 in the
solus.
morning.
Yeah, so the sun isn't coming up until
Roughly
like 7, 8. So by the time
7:30.
everybody else
Yeah,
is long,
about
I'm
7
just
hours.
Gonna be starting. Yeah.
Well,
so
that'll
I'll
give
just
us
go-
time to put breakfast together. It's not
I'll
bad.
just.
And I mean, we have a badger right here.
Hey.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. No, if you all have a bit of a rest, I'll stand guard. And while you're eating your weird, fleshy breakfast, I can.
I
drink
would
my
like
also
to,
breakfast.
as I'm holding this little flame in my hand, kind
Mhm.
of mill about and grab some kindling and tinder
Sure.
and get stuff started for like a little bonfire. And I'll like start lighting it with the flame in my hand and continue to build on.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to give everybody some warmth. 'cause I'm
You
sure
you managed to. I mean, remember there was like a extinguished campfire, like
I'm assuming
outside.
it's all coals, though. Yeah.
It is like coals and ash and everything, but there was like stones around and stuff. Do you want to use that like as
Yeah.
as a base? Okay.
Yeah, I'll build around that.
Mhm. All right, so Gil manages to get a fire going. Takes a couple of minutes, but that delicate little flame turns into a tiny little bonfire.
Oh, that is so nice.
The wafts of warmth from this this growing fire starts to delicately warm your very broken bodies. Other than Graal, who is just like dolphining around.
I'll extinguish the fire in my hand.
Okay.
And he kind of plops, takes a seat, probably on like a nearby stump or something, and reaches into his bag for more of that like ripped linen, and starts binding his arm again.
Okay.
But before I do that, I'm gonna take some of the water. He'll go over to the shore and kind of wash it off a bit.
Okay. So we've established Graal is going to be sleeping underwater. He is aquatic. He is fully capable of like living underwater, so he can breathe
Don't
both
worry,
on
everybody.
air and on land and underwater. So Graal's just going to be chilling underwater. The others are huddling around the campfire.
Yeah. Also, I would.
Sir Alan slightly less so.
Not too close.
The cold
Not really
doesn't
huddling
bother
around
me
them.
anyway.
I'm just gonna sort of be. I'm sort of
Was that a
enjoying
Frozen
my
joke?
newfound not being underground, wandering sort of like towards the like not too far away, still within earshot, but sort of wandering, looking out to the mainland again, looking
Mhm.
out to sea.
It looks from you guys like emerging from this cave and like what you've just experienced, sat down around this campfire and just like resting for the first time in many hours. This feels like paradise. Like it's a nice temperature, it's nice and cool. The moonlight and the stars dancing across the river is a beautiful beautifully picturesque, and it's just so peaceful. You can't hear anything. It's just so calm.
Sarah, is Selitha still sleeping?
She's out cold. She's like
Where is she
unconscious.
currently?
Well, whoever put her down, I'm assuming near the campfire.
Sir Alan was holding her.
Okay, where did Sir Alan put her down?
He didn't.
So you
Oh.
still holding her?
I'm still holding her in one arm and the badger in the other, just sort of stood there looking out.
Could you
My
put them down
babies.
here by the fireplace?
That's
Also,
Fenna I need.
Also,
Yeah,
yes,
that.
If anyone
that's
wants fan art
really
ideas,
cute.
Sir
Please
Alan
do that.
cradling Saletha and Oswald.
Also,
Now that'd be
these
good.
are my children.
I
He's
am going
like-
to, after I tend to my wounds, Gil is gonna go over to the shore and kind of take one of the bits of linen and wet it a little bit with the water.
Okay.
Wring it out and then fold it up into like a neat little square, and then he'll flutter over to and kind of like walking on the bits of his arm that are exposed, kind of like so they're being cradled, I'm sure, and he's walking along the bits of wood that are his arms.
Mhm.
And first he goes over to Scylla and kind of examines her, seeing that she looks pretty badly hurt. And I will cast... Second. Let me get the right one. I think it's Cure Wounds, but I'm not sure. I will cast Cure Wounds at level on her, so it's 1d8 plus 5.
Okay.
And that will 1, so 6.
Oh, no.
So she heals 6. And he takes the wet linen or the damp linen and starts with her arms and kind of rolls up the sleeves temporarily and starts wiping away some of the dried blood.
We should probably put her down next to the fire so that you can see
Yeah.
what you're doing and to warm her bones.
That'd be really
So-
helpful, thank you.
Put Oswald down as well, please.
Of course.
Excuse me, sir, can you put my badger down?
And he flutters down to the bonfire and waits for Sir Elliot and kind of put them near it.
As you're
of,
like
like, points
dabbing
out a
the
nice
the like wounds of Saletha, like she's like out cold, but consciously she like kind of winces. Like as you like tap her wounds to try and like wash them off. And you can see, like, as you're like wiping over, you can now see like exposed arms. I'm assuming you're like rolling her sleeves back to see like her arms.
Yeah.
You can
just
see
temporarily to attend to her.
you can see that her arms are just plagued with cuts,
Yeah.
like older cuts. Some scars, some like recent. And the most prominent one, obviously the one that was recent, like within the last day. But her arms are covered, and the more like you pull up her sleeves, you can just see more and more.
And when she winces, he kind of like takes the back of his free hand and kind of touches her forehead for a second, and makes sure that she's still sleeping. As he grabs one of the dried shreds of linen and wraps her most recent cut nice and firm, and kind of goes about wiping away some of the dirt and stuff on her face as well, before rolling down her sleeves and then moving over to Oswald, where he kind of starts a similar way, and I will cast Cure Wounds on Oswald as well.
Okay. While you're doing this, Kinlar is kind of like
7.
kind of found like a log. Okay, you need to heal Oswald for 7. Kind of like sat back like on a log, like one leg up, kind of like resting on his I think it was pike, and he's kind of just like resting on it. He looks like mentally exhausted, not as physically battered as you lot, but he's kind of like propping himself up, and he's kind of just like, he looks like he's like lost in thought, kind of just like trying to stay to himself. And he eventually like looks up and says to those of you who are of consciousness and nearby, he just says under his breath, "I'm sorry I couldn't have been there for you. I feel like a failure, honestly."
Kinla, you were, I believe, part of what helped us out of that predicament.
Yeah, you definitely helped us get that.
I'm just sorry I couldn't have done more.
You have nothing to apologize for.
And he's like, as he says this, this isn't just like an empty apology. Like, this looks like it's really cut him deep. Like he's like almost choking up over this.
I'm gonna go and like plonk down on the log next to him. Like, not uncomfortably close. Just like, and just start like playing soft pan flute music. Just soft and comforting, not too loud to wake everybody up.
It's been far too long since I've heard that, old friend.
I
Pan
would
flutes
just
intensify.
lay there and cuddle Oswald. Like, I probably not fall asleep.
And Kinlar is just gonna look around and say, "So, what did you see down there?"
Nothing good. Spiders. Skirix, to be more
Oh,
precise.
were there many?
Just one, but it was big. And he sort of stands up and he lifts his tunic to show the bite wound in his torso. Big enough, but just the one.
Or Kinlar kind of like looks at like the like bite mark and like kind of winces, and he says,
I hate spiders.
"It's a good thing we came back out
It is.
for more than one reason." How big do you say?
Big enough. Bigger than me. I mean, that's not difficult for you,
that's not difficult, my friend. But
about
most
about
Skirix
as
are.
big, if not bigger than Oswald. I think bigger than Oswald.
I mean, from a meta level, it's a large creature, so it's like it's bigger than Growl.
me.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's all a blur to me, really. I was screaming the whole time. I really don't like spiders. Skirix are even worse. But there was also rat folk. I'm not really familiar with their species. They're not really anything I've ever seen before. But
Rat-like, you say? You mean the Aquila?
yeah, but human. Yes, the Aquila.
Yeah,
Aquila is what they're called.
Int-
And he sort of
yes.
hastily flips out his notebook and
Mhm.
jots the name down.
Yes, they are maniacal little pests. They are purely underground dwellers. I didn't think they would burrow this close to the surface, though. They're usually predominantly within Cambria.
We saw a few that were eating gems.
Oh yes, that is something they do. It's a fairly grotesque way of living. The little bastards seem to be addicted to them. But not necessarily how we ever depend on them. They more so just eat them.
They seem to be consuming the gems for the magic use, or maybe not for the magic use, but that was a byproduct of their action.
Yes, we're not quite sure how exactly they function, their biological makeup, but we know they have a similar dependency to the gemstones as we ever, but I think we seem to be slightly more cultured than the Aquila.
I would agree. They don't seem as intelligent or purposeful in the way that your kind use gems. It seems more erratic.
It seems... oh, it's certainly a lot more blasphemous.
Impulsive. True. In the eyes of the oven, I could see how that was perceived. And he looks back down to Selitha and realizes that he's talking kind of loud and she's sleeping.
Yeah.
And he kind of meanders over to where they're sitting and takes a seat. And continues to jot down in his notebook as Kinla is saying things about the Aquila. There was also someone else, an Erva down there.
An Eva?
Well, no. I think he couldn't tell one of the Sundered or not, but
What
I
was
think
an
I
Eva doing
recognized
down
him.
there? We haven't sent any of our own here.
If I knew, I would tell you. I'm not sure, but I do think I recognized him.
Interesting. Maybe we can speak to the girl when she wakes up.
Maybe. I think that's something you should definitely do, but she needs rest, and she's had a really rough go of it.
Yes, as much as I have the distaste of her kind, she was a help, and I will make a mental note of this as well as a note to the High Warden.
Thank you. I don't think she got into this by choice.
You may be right. This
I
does
think
not
as-
this does not bypass her past wrongdoings. But maybe she wishes to atone this way.
I think she reacted in the way that many cornered animals do when they feel threatened. She saw one way out. Maybe this is how she. Maybe this was the way that she saw, and that was the only way that she saw. But I don't know for certain. I don't know a lot about her situation. I've been thinking about it, and I don't think she would have helped us if she genuinely chose this.
She seemed reluctant to leave.
At first, I think so. But she could have been reluctant for an... I have a soft spot for your people. Hopefully, she can be redeemed if she ever... Oh, that's a rare occurrence. But it's a shame. And I think there's a lot of good left in her. I don't think she was the broken one when we entered that door. I'm fairly
How do you
certain
mean?
that was me. How do I mean?
How and why would you be broken, my fair friend?
It's a long story. But I'm
Well-
not sure we have time for. I think we'd be up until the sun rises.
Maybe so. Maybe you can tell me another time.
Maybe. Well, he sort of he puts his hands on his knees and gets up and kind of, for the first time, doesn't go to sleep in Sir Alan's beard, but actually takes a seat by the fire before kind of laying down near Scylla.
Mhm.
So kind of keep an eye on her condition, and goes to sleep. And that's it for me for the night.
So, are any of you, like, Growl's out of the picture? I'm assuming he's just, like, dived straight in and went to sleep. He's conked. Sir Alan, you are just basically waiting.
I'm standing guard just in case anything happens.
Ninsala, do you have anything to say before it bed?
No, I'm actually already sleeping.
You're already sleeping, okay. You were
Yeah,
already sleeping through
I
this.
was-
Okay.
Cuddling Oswald,
Mhm.
and then just fall asleep.
So, with that, 8 hours pass. Uneventful. You can definitely tell it's morning because it's lighter, but it's very cloudy, like everywhere. You can't really see the sun. It's very overcast, but that it is light. There is sunlight breaching, sometimes, which is a relief to Sir Alan, but it is still very dusky. And with that, long rest rules apply to all but Sir Alan.
Nice. I feel so much better now.
And you, as you're all, like, waking up, you hear, like, scuffling as, like, someone is getting up, like, frantically, and you see Saletha dash to the cavern entrance, like, very hurriedly.
Fuck. I have one. Hang on.
Kinlar is like basically just waking up. Also, Oswald has woken up. Oswald's healthy.
Yay!
Hold person? How far away is she from me right now?
She's not that far away, but she was trying to sprint to the cavern entrance.
Is she within 60 feet?
Yeah, she is.
Oh yeah.
Like you're like a lot of you are only within only about like 20 feet away from the cavern entrance. Like she hasn't ran far.
Question.
Yeah.
Did we leave Selitha covered?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So she's a humanoid, and I can see her within range.
Mm-hmm.
She has to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration.
And
Okay.
At the end of each of her turns, which I don't think we're in turns, the target can make another Wisdom saving throw on a success. The spell ends on the target.
Okay. So I'm rolling wisdom.
Is that a
Wisdom against my
concentration?
spell save DC. It is concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh.
Is she in the shade yet?
No. She was running towards it.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I want to wait until she's in the shade before I
Okay,
cast
okay.
it.
She scarpers towards the shade.
Actually, can I do that as a reaction to see like if she goes to dart further into the cave? I want to cast.
Okay, so if she runs further than the shade, you want to
Then
do
she
it.
needs to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So she
It
scarpers
looks
towards.
like she's trying to go back into the depths of the cave.
Mm-hmm. She scarpers towards the cave entrance and basically like takes a running dive to the shadows and kind of like tumbles like on her side to get into the shadows and basically just stays on the floor like gripping the wall. So she didn't run further in. She ran.
So Gil was like holding his
shadows.
hand out like focus in his other hand, and as he sees her stop, he kind of retracts his hand and puts his staff back up.
She's like a good 20, 25 feet away though, so she's not in like talking range. She probably wouldn't hear you if you just spoke normally. You'd have to shout if anything
Okay.
from where you are.
Retract. I was ready. Listen, I'm not letting this. You will be redeemed.
Grawl pokes his head out of the water and looks around.
You can't see the entrance from where you are, by the way.
No, I'm just looking. See what's going on.
I want to walk over to the entrance of the cave where Seltha is.
Is it bright enough for me to photosynthesize?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have at least one exhaustion stack by now. It's been over 24 hours since I've done it.
Oh, actually, no. You went in late afternoon.
Did we?
You went
Every
into
time you
went into the cavern like late afternoon. You were only down there like accumulatively for maybe like 4 to 5 hours, maybe.
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
So I would say like
Photosynthesis.
as a total, you've probably been in that cavern for about 14 hours, maybe. So not enough to get exhaustion.
Too long either way. I'm
Yeah,
going
too long
to
either way, but-
photosynthesis.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pick a nice spot and dig my toes in. My toe roots.
Dig your rootos.
Dig my rootos in and chill and stretch and get into a sort of semi-comatose, just standing there photosynthesizing state.
And as Gil wanders towards the cave entrance, he notices that Selitha, as she's like holding on, she's not looking like at Gil. She's kind of just like looking to the side, like, because she's kind of like, don't know how well you can like see me because of the delay and everything, but she's kind of like leaning against the wall, like just gripping onto some loose rocks, and she's kind of just like looking ahead, just like staring slightly downwards, like at the wall, and you can see she's like shaking. And because she had like her sleeves rolled completely up and her hood back,
Oh, I meant to say that I rolled them back down. I did say temporarily, didn't I?
No. I don't remember you
Okay,
saying that.
whoops.
That's why I did this.
Gonna get a
Okay.
hell of a tan.
Well,
Well, I mean, she woke up and like immediately like ran to cover.
yeah.
But she's got like
Apologize,
it's
I-
very like tight leather, so it's not like something you can quickly like roll back down.
Right. I apologize, I meant to roll those back down for you.
And she kind of just like she doesn't look at you. And she's just like still shaking.
He nods, kind of understanding, and doesn't really expect her to look at him, because she always seems like she's in a state of shock, from what he can tell. And he kind of looks over towards the arm that he wrapped last night. How are your wounds feeling this morning? Any better?
She continues to like not look up, still kind of in this like focused staring at the wall, and she just says, "Fine, thank you. Stings a little, but fine."
They might. It's normal. You're healing. Can I get you anything to eat?
I'm fine.
Any water? Okay.
She just she just says like I'm fine to both of it, and just carries on like staring down like at the wall.
And he nods and kind of meanders off. I want to forage for food.
Okay.
Anything that's consumable and that I know wouldn't be poisonous. I'm sure I have knowledge of that. But
Yeah, go for a perception check.
oh, hell yeah.
On a different note, Grawl would like to dive pretty deep and breach out of the water as high as he can to get his muscles back in check.
Go for it. Go performance check.
Oh,
Wow.
If you're
So
gonna act like a
fast.
dolphin, you're gonna roll like a dolphin.
7.
7.
Wait, I don't think I get anything to performance. Yeah, 7.
Grawl kind of like boosts down and then like breaches the water, kind of like in a really ungraceful splash, rather than like a majestic dolphin piercing the water. He kind of just like straight out, like arms splayed out, almost like it looks like he's drowning, but the opposite. He's just like burst out of the water and he's like, yeah.
Like one of those log flumes.
Yeah. It's definitely not graceful, but yeah, you've definitely made it apparent you're awake.
That is a 7 with my proficiency, but
Oh no.
I don't know. Seeing as how my passive perception is fucking 20, I don't know. You're the judge, though. You're the DM.
Yeah. No, I would say you definitely managed to scrounge some berries that are growing in some nearby bushes. You can tell these berries are not poisonous. But you managed to find enough just for yourself.
As
You don't really find much.
Okay.
As Grawl walks out of the water onto the coast again, I'd like to take advantage of a wanderer, please,
Yeah, sure.
and find food and water for myself.
Don't you just get to find it anyway? You get to find like you find food like for up to 5.
Up to 5 people. I'll just get as much as I can get.
Well, Gil's just fed himself, so that's going to feed everyone but one. So everyone but
Zelda
Zelda?
doesn't want to eat. I don't
I
know
guess.
that though. Everybody!
I don't eat.
That's also
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bounties of the earth! What did I find?
You found a bunch of berries again around like the coast. You did a big swim around the island. It only takes you about 5 minutes to swim around because you are fast in water. You found a plethora of berries. You did manage to find some fish as well.
Oh,
I don't know
God!
what. I don't know what fish. Don't hold it against me.
I toss it.
No, Oswald will eat the fish.
I toss it towards Oswald.
Oswald's like just coming to as well. Kind of like looks up and sees this like fish halfway in the air, and like immediately like looks up and fixates on it. This fish like flying in the direction of him, and yeah, and in like true Baywatch fashion, Oswald rushes towards where it's gonna land and immediately starts devouring the fish as soon as it lands.
God.
I'm sure he was still hungry.
Kind of like when you like throw a stick for a dog and like it manages to grab it with its mouth, but its legs keep running like past. Kind of like that.
Sorry. I figured no one else wanted the fish.
Yeah, that's fine.
Got berries, though.
Nice.
I shovel my portion into my face.
Yeah. Based on Gralkrov's trait of Wanderer, basically once per day, as long as there are forageable things around, like edible things, he is able to scrounge together a meal for himself and 4 others, or is it 5 others?
It says up to 5.
Up to 5, so it's himself included, 5 people. So basically, there's enough for all of you. It's as well as Salatha. There is like a bit extra that she can eat if
myself
she
and to 5 other people.
Oh, does it? Okay, so there's more than enough for all of you then.
I would like to I'd like to fill my canteen.
Okay.
With water. Assuming this water look questionable?
I find edible and potable things. So I've got some for you.
Oh, okay.
It's fresh water.
Okay.
It's fresh water. It's drinkable, whether or not it's particularly tasty or like what's in the water. But it's a massive pond, massive.
Okay. So I'll fill my canteen and go back over to Salatha and not really talking to her, just near her. I put my canteen down.
Okay.
And lay down a strip of one of the last strips of linen that I have. And then I will cast Goodberry and drop some of those on the linen in front of her and then walk away.
As you turn to walk away, Salatha, like still like looking down like at the wall, kind of like speaks up and says, "Why are you doing this?"
Do I hear her?
Where are you?
I was stood where Gil was initially, so I assume so.
So, as in you got out to give all the food to them?
Yeah, I walked up to Gil to give him water, and...
yeah, but I was, like, off.
Yeah, because she's, like, in... Like, where the main, like, campsite is like, a good, like, 20-25 feet away from the cavern. So you wouldn't be able to hear her talking unless you're, like, near it. Because she's just, like, softly speaking. In her
You're
usual,
a child
like,
of this
soft...
earth, are you not?
Sorry?
You're a child of this earth, are you not?
I don't feel like it. Not anymore.
You came from this earth. Your actions on it don't change that. Please, eat.
She kind of, like, finally looks away and, like, looks down at the good berries and the water, and she finally like looks up at you, and she's still got this like darkness, by the way, over her eyes. She's got like that soot like stuff, so you can't actually see her eyes. You can just see like her mouth and her nose. And she like looks up at you and just says, "Thank you."
Of course, my child.
and she kind of like turns slightly so that she's like leaning with more her like back to the wall, and just like picks up like a berry and looks at it and like just like slowly starts eating like each berry like one by one.
Each one of those will give her 1 health point. Not that it matters because she just had a long rest.
Uh-huh.
But still, they're extra good.
Also, I think a good berry will fill you up for the day. Like, it's as much as a meal. So you
think
technically
so.
only need to eat 1 good berry.
So did anyone see my sick breach?
Sick
Yeah, it
breed.
looked really cool.
Oh, great.
And the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got berries for you all, by the way. And water.
No. I'm starving.
Take as much as you want.
Take some of that water, actually. I would have liked that fish, but that's okay. Oswald needed something to eat.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that everyone else might actually like fish.
We have a fire and everything.
I'm
Love
sorry.
fish.
I can get you more begrudgingly dry.
Yeah, that's fine.
You ever seen?
Kinlar's finally come to his senses at this point, and he's like looking around, trying to make, trying to make out, the situation, everything, where everyone is. He's only just like come to, so he didn't see Salada rush off. He kind of looks around and like, when you realize that moment you realize you overslept when you look at your phone, and you go from like daze to like sudden like, oh fuck, what's the time? That's basically like, he looks around and he's like, where's the girl?
Morning, sleepyhead. She's over there. She's fine.
Oh, okay.
She's fine. I'm looking after her.
Why is she over there?
Hell if I know.
It seems to burn her skin.
Oh,
She can't
yes,
be
I
outside.
remember now.
I didn't see her run over there. I was busy waking up and doing my morning routine. Sick breach. Surprised it didn't wake you up.
I'm sure it was. Growl.
Want a berry?
Sure.
Oh, don't worry now. I'm
There
scary
was
looking.
a fish.
There was a fish.
What
I
happened
may
to
not
the
look
fish,
it. The badger. He stole it.
He gave it to the badger. Yeah, he stole it. Yeah.
From the...
Don't you blame my precious
Alright.
Oswald?
I threw it into the air because I don't like fish.
Wow.
But I assure you, all these berries are wonderful. I've lived off the land
As you
for a long
say,
time.
as you say, you don't like fish. Kinlar immediately retorts, "You seem a pretty useless aquatic creature, then. If you don't like fish,
There are other things to eat.
like
Gil's
your own
kind
kind."
of like snickering to himself.
Oh, I'm sorry, mister. How long did you live in the ocean?
I have not.
That's what I thought. Anyway, crustaceans, barnacles, all kinds of stuff. See the ones on my face? I pull one of the barnacles, or try to pull one off my chin and eat it.
Kinlar kind of like winces and like looks away, and then, like he's just like, "So where are we at?"
Island in the middle of a lake. I assume.
I know where we are, you idiot. Mentally, where are we all?
Pretty good, all things considered.
And he like gets to his feet and wanders on over to Gil and Saletha. Are you still over by her, or did you walk off?
I walked over to the campfire.
Okay.
He's sort of like, he's eating the berries and then like pulling the seeds out of his mouth and like flicking them into the fire.
Keenlaw! Did they tell you? I'm sorry, I desperately needed to soak my chitin, but did you hear about the skirricks?
I heard you had a run-in with a large one. Yes.
Bigger than me. Think it was
Bigger
a
than you.
matriarch.
It seems like it, yes.
Surprised we didn't run into any of the little buggers.
So, what happened of her? Did you manage to escape?
Managed to kill her.
You
Yeah.
killed? Astyrix Matriarch.
I pull out the mandible and the eye I have from my pack.
Gil
Proof?
shudders, like visibly shudders.
He kind of like looks at that and he's like visibly impressed for the first time.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, Keenla. I did end up in its mouth for quite a long time.
Well, that's to be expected.
But I figured if I'm in its mouth and it's focusing on chomping on my chitin, it's not chomping on the rest of the party.
Well, yes, it does only have one mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of good that did.
I didn't know it could shoot lightning. By the way, it can shoot lightning. But Gil did kill it. Wasn't me.
Well done,
Those
Gil.
things are bloody impervious.
I killed it with my random flailing. Yeah.
No, you
I will not be contained.
you exploded it with a thing.
The thunder
Like a
wave
force
thing.
blast.
Thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder wave.
Yeah,
I
basically
tried
like
hitting it with every weapon I have.
You
None
say
of it
thunder
worked.
wave, I say random flailing.
you basically blasted it open and broke its jaw. Like that's what like inevitably killed it. You like basically like broke its head open by like forcing it open.
Keenla, you don't have an eye for looking at magical items or anything, do you?
No, but I could probably take you to someone. Why? What have you found?
I found a particularly sick looking. I'm surprised you didn't see it. Remember when I hit the door? Lack of door.
I saw you flail randomly at the air and then knock yourself over.
Was I holding a warhammer?
You were, yes.
Pulls out the warhammer. Now, this doesn't have a name yet, but it looks ornate as fuck, and I assume it's probably worth a penny.
It's ornate as fuck. Quote from Grolkrova the Exile.
Probably worth an
2020.
era. Sorry, breaking fourth wall.
He looks at that now that he can like get a good look at it, and he says, "That's an Arlen weapon."
Oh, I've heard some things about the Arlen.
That's not Evan.
Well, I've heard some things, and they're all not good.
No, they're not nice people.
Not as bad as the Dakan, but
Kima,
Yes.
we found some other things that weren't necessarily urban in nature or origin. Ninsala, do you have that necklace?
Oh yeah, I do.
Are we talking about the one you took from Arathan?
Yeah, the one I pulled off of him.
Because she does have two necklaces, so you need to.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
You need to
the one that I
differentiate, just so I
pulled
know.
off, Yeah. Can I have that back, please?
Yeah, sure. I give him the necklace back.
And he holds it out by the chain to show Keenla.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where this originates, but I know it's not Irvin.
Yeah, he takes like one look at it, and he immediately says that's not something an Ever's made.
Do you know where it would originate from?
From first glance, no. It doesn't look like I've seen. It doesn't look like something I've seen from my travels either,
Okay.
and it's certainly not Arlen made.
Alright. So... Is there any sort of identifier, any sort of collector of curios that you know of that might be able to tell?
I'm pretty curious.
You're also an idiot.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Anyways, or perhaps even someone who can identify magical properties of something.
Have you run into Azura before?
I'm
Yes!
not entirely certain I have.
In the dreamy, sleepy place.
Dreamy Sleepy
Oh
Bones.
yeah,
Yeah.
I met her.
What?
Forgot her
No.
name.
Wasn't Azura the one who was the only one? The place where the water was spiked with the weed.
Oh, Lizzie Moss.
Am I wrong?
No.
Damn it.
I was pretty sure all of them were Irvin.
I don't remember.
Azura was the owner of Azura's Den.
Yeah, that's what I meant. From
Yeah.
the alchemy place. Well, we also got the bread.
Yeah, the good bread.
The good bread. The sandwich.
Well,
Well-
not from the same place, but
Yeah, the same village.
same chapter.
I figure we're going back anyway.
He carries on and says, Azura's the curious type. She might be able to look into it for you.
Okay.
Nice. Well, we need to... mind if I just go speak to Salvatore for a second?
By all means.
I walk over to Salvatore. Salvatore, how you feeling?
By this point, she's like finished the berries.
Oh, good berries. Delicious, so I hear.
And she's kind of like slouched back against the wall, and she just says, I'm fine.
Now, I have a question. I don't know a whole lot about your people, but are you safe to be in sunlight if you're covered?
Yes.
I figure the further you are away from Arathan, the better.
I've already told you. I can't be far away from him.
I have a lot of questions. I know it's difficult, but are you two linked in some way? Because we met him.
I know you met him. I told you he was down there.
Well, I don't know if it's of any note, but Gil managed to get his necklace. I don't know how he does what he does.
She kind of... her eyes, you can't see her eyes, but you can see that she opened them more. And she like looks up at you and says, what did you say?
Gil, as Arathan was disappearing, as you do, you know how it works, he grabbed it from his neck with a thorn whip. And we have it. He has it.
You...
Yeah.
And she says, can you get Gil for me?
Absolutely. Just give me a second. I rush over to Gil and tap him on the shoulder lightly. I'm sorry, I know you don't like to be touched. But, firstly, thank you for the good berries for Salvatore. She's enjoying them. And secondly, she wants you. Something to do with the necklace. She was visibly shocked when I told her you took it.
Okay. And he
I'd like to walk
walks-
over there with him.
he
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
over and
I mean, you can do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do.
as
Okay.
he's walking,
I'm
puts
curious.
his hand like over the necklace in his pouch and walks over. Salvatore?
Is it true?
Yeah. I managed to pull the necklace off. Is that what you're talking about?
Please don't show me,
Okay,
but can I trust you? You do have it.
I do.
Please keep it covered.
Okay,
Don't let me see it.
okay.
He can see me through it. If you keep that covered, he doesn't know where I am.
That's how he does it. Does
He leans over and goes to grab the linen that he put down for the berries. Do you mind if I take this back?
Sure.
And he grabs it and goes into his pouch with both of his hands this time and kind of wraps it around the necklace. And then fastens it off with a little bit of twine, so
Mhm.
it stays wrapped.
And then
I have
she
some questions.
she kind of reaches out, like as you do that, she reaches out to get your attention again and says, "Please make sure it stays safe, though. Don't
Not
damage it."
I promise.
Can he only see you through that?
It's
Or is that-
complicated.
I don't expect to understand. I was just wondering. Because I feel like we've been watched at every turn.
He knew you were coming.
I figured. Well,
The second you
Yeah.
saw me, he can use it to see what I see. I tried to warn you in my own way, but you went down there anyway.
Ninsala, do you have those 2 other items that you got from Kay?
Yeah.
What about these, Selitha? And he kind of like he gestures to Ninsala to bring them out.
So what are you showing, Salatha?
The dagger and the ring.
The dagger and the ring.
Mhm.
Yes, I know what both of them do. The ring is a ring of adaptation. When worn, or rather, if you attune to it, it makes it so that you can more effectively dodge things that have already happened to you. It heightens your senses against things that have already happened to you. And the blade is Vashia made. It's called a phantom blade. You pay the price with some of your life to be able to wander through the void. It's how the Black and Die get around.
I have another thing to note, which, firstly, if he can't see you anymore, we should be away from here as soon as we can so he doesn't know where to find you. And secondly, this may be one way to get you away from here quickly. We have reason to believe that there is a chorus here.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Did he use it as a guard?
He's not using it. It's just
Yeah.
convenient.
Well,
The chorus don't follow orders from us. I'm not sure if you're aware of how the denizens of the void work, but we only use the
rumors.
phantom blades to quickly traverse the void. It's a painful place to be in.
Well, I want to be away from it as soon as I can be. I assume even he can't control a chorus.
No one can.
Or fight a chorus at that.
Well,
Let
I
us
think
be away.
we're ready to go as soon as Sir Ellen is finished.
Ah, yes, he needs the sunlight.
Yeah, he needs like a good 4 hours. Because
Feel free to...
he has a long rest, but at half the time, but it has to be in sunlight. So he's going to be out of action for... Basically, it's about 8 o'clock now, so it's going to be midday before you leave, if you wait for him.
Salithage, is there anything I can do to make your travel more comfortable? Any more coverings or a shawl, anything?
If you have anything to just place over my head, that would be nice. Where are we going?
Shit.
Like in general, what are the party's plans? Like, what are you wanting to do?
I think we were to head back to the High Warden, right?
Are you going to tell her that?
Going back to the other place. It was like Wuzimos and
You're going to Zirathul then?
Oh yeah, shit, we never actually finished up there, did we?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought we were
like-
passing back through Zerathil.
Yeah, I just didn't
Yeah.
know which direction you guys were going.
I
pass
forgot.
through Zerathil on the way back to the High Ward and like get to shore at Zerathil and then see what's going on there and then move on.
Well, it's kind of like, so think of it just looking at a map. You're in the middle of the lake. You have to go west to go to Zerathil. Tyrasia is east, so you're going like literally the wrong way to go back to Tyrasia.
No,
So you'd have to like sail and then like walk all the way back around the lake, or sail completely across. It's up to you. But Zerathil is the other side of the lake. It's a long walk away.
Walking around the border of the lake.
Good with walking around.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, but you want to go to Zerathil first.
Plus, I wanted to talk to the shopkeeper about identifying.
We're to head back to Zerathil. We had some business there before. We don't know if it's been solved.
Okay.
Wait. You don't think the people in Zerathil were influenced by the chorus, do you? It'd be too far. Probably the Woozy Moss.
So are you guys gonna wait around for 4 hours for Sir Alan then?
I'm gonna sit in the shade with Salazar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who I'm adopting.
Adopting as your small.
My familiar.
Okay, so you're all just passing the time then?
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to forage for herbs.
Okay, so you're gonna do a short rest. You're gonna do foraging.
I will forage as well.
I will also forage if that's acceptable.
Yeah, you all can, but it's just considered a short rest. But yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's my foraging page? Here. Okay, who's going first?
I do.
Okay.
For the first.
So, Ninsali, you need to do a perception check, then a nature check. You need to let me know if you have like advantage on anything or whatever. It's got it written down on your alchemy and foraging pages, by the way, like the rules and stuff.
The herbalism kit gives me only for brewing, right?
It will say.
On my nature roll. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I rolled 5 on the perception.
5 for perception, okay, and for nature.
13.
Okay. So you roll 3d6.
Okay. Where are the d6s? Six, 3, and 5.
Okay, you found 3 soothe shroom, 6 silver stem, and 5 thistle leaf.
Yes.
Next up, who wants to go next?
I guess I will.
Okay.
Okay, perception is a 5.
Okay.
And
Nature?
Nature is a 12.
Okay, so that's 3d6 for you as well.
Okay. Una, dos, tres. And here. That is a 4 and 2 2s.
Okay. You were able to rummage together, let's see, 4 soothe shroom,
Okay.
2 silver stem,
Gotcha.
and 2 woozy moss.
Thank you.
And finally, Gil.
Okay. First d20. 13 plus 5 is 18.
Okay.
For my perception. And for my nature roll, 11.
Okay, you need to roll 3d10.
$13.
What are the individual? 1, 3, and wait, no. Where did you roll?
6, 6, and 1.
6. Oh, you rolled over here.
Yep.
6, 6, and 1. Okay, you found 6 silver stem. 6 thistle leaf. And 1 honey vine.
Okay.
And that's
Can
everything.
I
Huh?
spot Gil picking up the honey vine? Hey, what's that one? Never seen that before.
This is Honeyvine.
Huh.
It's basically like a long, sticky vine growing against the rock just a little bit. But it's basically like a vine, but it's like very sickly sweet, sticky.
Never seen one of those myself. Interesting. Wonder if it's
Take
rare.
out one of the vials in my herbalism kit and put the Honeyvine in there, seeing as it's sticky and sappy.
Okay.
Tried licking it.
No.
You immediately die. No. It's actually fatally poisoned, but sickly sweet. Just
Yeah,
like
we did hear
Coca-Cola.
about the thistle leaf, so maybe it's a bad idea.
Chapter 2, The Dangers of Thistle Leaf.
Ah, back when.
Back in the day. Okay, so is that going to be it? You're just going to basically do nothing for 4 hours, just chill around and hang while Sir Alan has a calming snooze?
I'm gonna play my hunting one.
Okay.
Gral, how much Wuzimos did you find?
Let me hold on. In total, I've got 16
Ah,
stems or so.
could I have 3?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Nice. I would like to brew a potion as well.
Oh, okay. This gets me excited.
That's like we're not having anything to do anyways.
Yeah, sure. It's just considered another hour, short rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna kick the campfire up a bit more and start boiling a pot of water?
Yeah.
I'll help gather some wood.
Some wood. Okay, go for it then. So it's gonna be... I don't have the page open myself, so I don't even know my own rules. Let me quickly pop this open just so I can see. Mostly because I don't want to confuse you guys. Yeah, it's 20, 10, and 5. Is the split. It takes a little while for the pot to boil up, but other than that, go for it. List me what you want your major to be.
The Soothe Shroom.
Soothe Shroom. Okay.
And then Wuzimos as the miner.
Wuzimos as the miner.
And Silver Stem as the catalyst.
Okay. Okay, so after the hour has passed, it all bubbles down into. You try and get the remnants of what has been reduced, and it comes out as a watery, beautiful brown liquid which faintly smells like natural spring water straight from the source.
Interesting.
I I forgot what I did for... I think I have a screen capture for this, but I don't actually remember what. Was it that? Oh, it is that. Okay. So the description for you is... that.
Thanks. And it smells good.
And I need to make a note of that for myself.
I'd almost be tempted to drink it.
I mean, you're welcome to try it out if you want.
I'm good, thanks. I know I was in Askirix's mouth for a while, but I don't have a doubt. Most of the time.
Okay then. So you have successfully made another potion.
Nice.
So other than that, are we letting time pass then for the 4 hours for Sir Alan?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm done.
Sir Alan comes to his senses once more, feeling very rejuvenated.
Hey, there you go, old friend.
That was such a tree beard yawn.
It was.
How was your nap?
I needed that.
I bet. Considering how much I needed to go in water.
Healthy and rejuvenated.
Don't I just hate feeling dry? Like a little bit of damp.
Oh my god.
Dewy.
Dewy! Exactly.
Dewey.
Dewy.
No, I was talking about my son, Dewey. Okay, so what are your plans? Now
To
that
the ships.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess
you
I'm
heading
gonna
back to the
slip
boats?
again.
Everybody's... I see you've all gathered some herbs and things.
Yeah,
Using your time well.
Gil found a particularly cool looking one. It was sticky.
I hope it doesn't get in the beard.
Oh, it's called like honey bunch, something like that.
Honey vine.
Honeysuckle.
I think
Honey
you put
monster.
it in a vial. That'll be fine. Also, I made this potion. I like rolled up the potion. It smells
Nice.
really nice.
Good. Well done.
Before we leave, I'm going to walk over to Salitha. Well, times are coming. You feel
where-
ready?
where are
Did
we
we
going?
find something to cover her head?
We are going to Zirithil. I don't actually have anything, no.
I do have a blanket. That's why I'm asking. I could
Oh.
give her my blanket.
Okay.
Oh.
If you want to,
Well,
yeah,
where-
if you want to give her that.
We're
Yeah.
heading over to Zirithil. We had some work over there, and we need to check how it's all going.
Okay, but I won't join you into the village. I don't want people to see me.
Well, if you prefer, I'll stay with you.
She kind of doesn't know what to say.
If Arathan turns up, I'll give him one of these. I air punch a bit.
She like doesn't even phase her. She just says, "You won't stop him getting me."
Yeah. Well, if you can't see where you are, then let's get moving, shall we? You ever ridden on a Kragnova before?
I can't say I have.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Boats aren't big enough for all of us.
Are you sure there's not enough room on the boat?
It probably is, but sounds more fun, right?
Oh, it is fun.
So who's going in the boats? Because there are two.
No,
I-
I'm gonna
I am
I'll
sit
do
on
row on the
Graal.
boat. We established last time that I don't float like a log.
Yeah, you're pretty heavy. You
So
maybe would, but you're also very heavy.
I'm gonna go on the boat. I will row one of the boats.
I'm gonna sit on Sir Ellen's shoulder.
Okay. Because Keenlar came in the other boat.
Captain Morgan with one leg up on my shoulder perch.
Kinlar
And
kind of like
Sala-
Kinlar kind of like wanders over because he like overheard you talking to her, and he wanders up to Salitha and says, "My dear, as fun as that sounds, would you rather me accompany you in my boat?" And she kind of like looks up and just like softly nods.
Well, more fun for me and Ninsala. Come on, Fluffy.
Yeah.
Time to be
I'll
a
also
salmon.
take Oswald with me.
Like, I can just imagine like Ninsala's like just holding on to like Graal's head, stood up, just like woo! Like a jet ski. Okay, so you guys are heading on over to. You are now in the boat or otherwise sailing on over to Zerathol?
I zoned out for a second. Where's the badger?
He is on Graal with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I thought
He loves
as
it.
long as we're
Graal's
not
carrying
leaving him
both of them.
behind.
No, I would never leave my baby
You're going
behind.
slightly slower than usual because you got a bit of extra weight on you, but you can still like effortlessly swim because they're just on your back. You're not having to hold them.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Oswald. You're probably going to want to hold on, and you probably won't like me anymore after this.
Maybe he'll enjoy it.
Maybe you will.
So
I'll try and not breach.
as you're traveling across, the waters are fairly calm. You don't, it's not very rocky or anything of a journey. There's not much wind. It's still very overcast. It's starting to get slightly darker. The clouds are kind of like covering over a little bit more. And you eventually, after about, I'd say 30 minutes, you eventually get to the other side. And you are now back on the Zerathol docks.
So, Oswald, how did you find it?
I imagine Oswald's kind of just thought the idea was interesting to begin with, and is now like kind of scared stiff from like being on this organic jet ski.
Like a kid halfway through a roller coaster after
Yeah.
the main drop.
Yeah, kind of like
no.
fur, like just like blown back, like a dog
hedgehog.
sticking its head out of the out of the window.
Oh, I
Ah,
just
sorry, buddy.
pet him, and it's okay. Nothing
picture.
happens to you.
Okay, then. I get up onto the dock. Hold on tight. I'm just gonna crawl us up there.
Oh, okay.
I skitter.
Okay. So you're now docked and everything. You're now out of the boats. As you all get out the boats and everything, Kinla makes his way out the boat, and Salatha stays sitting in the boat, kind of reluctant to get out.
It's okay, Salatha.
I can't let people see me.
And they won't. It's okay. You keep that blanket on your head, they're gonna think you're
You're a what? You got out.
an old lady.
Oh.
Give me your best crone voice. Hold on, let me give you mine. Do one of those.
She, like, as you say that, it kind of, like, makes her, like, flinch. She, like, doesn't look at you, it just, like, makes her jump.
I'm sorry.
And, she kind of just, like, cautiously gets out of the boat, like, with the blanket, like, around her head.
Maybe, like, lean over a little bit. Hold on. Do I have anything stick-related?
I mean, half of
Tell
your
you what.
weapons are.
Tell you what. Hold this torch. I pull the end of the torch off.
Okay.
And, if you hold this, they might think it's a cane.
She kind of, like, looks at you, like, bewildered at, like, how stupid the idea is. and she just, like... She looks over to Gil and kind of just, like, wanders on over to him. She doesn't say anything. She kind of just, like... She kind of ignores the statement. The idea you gave her.
Worth a shot.
Oh, it was a good idea, I think.
I'm just trying to be friendly, but, you know. Anyway, I think I'm gonna head into town, Fluffy. See what's going on.
Yeah.
If anything's improved. So, Growl's gonna wander into town towards where the shop with the man was. Whose name I forget, I apologize.
Alphen.
Alphen. Great bloke, I'd never forget him.
Okay, so you who's wandering? Like, is it just Growl by himself, or are you all as a party wandering towards Alphen's alchemy place?
I'll have a wander.
Is anyone staying with Salazar?
Well, Salazar seems to be following Gil around, like, cautiously, but
Salatha, would you rather stay out of the town?
I just don't want anyone to see me.
Okay. I can stay with you if you'd like.
Well, yesterday the people didn't even seem to mind Growl walking through here, and usually people are very scared of him. Like, I think they're all still under the influence of Wusimos in their water. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Also, note to self, don't drink woozy moss.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you want a good time or not.
If anybody has a problem with you, I'll talk to them.
Okay.
I'll make sure you're okay. And if you want to leave, we'll go. Just tap me on the shoulder and we'll leave.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
And he sort of starts walking towards the rest of the group, making sure that she's close behind.
Baby. I guess we're all going? Sir Alan, you already said you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DM, are you coming?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll come. So, you guys wander through the village. You don't really see anyone. You see, like, the odd person wandering around. They seem to be in, like, the same dazed state as before. Kind of very slowly minding their own business, just walking around. And you make your way back to Alphen's store. And the door is slightly ajar.
Just peek in there. Hello.
And you
Yeah,
you
that's
hear
all.
from inside, "Get out! Run! Run!"
Well,
You hear, like, that was like a reaction to hearing your voice.
it's us. We were here yesterday.
As you are you going inside, or are you just talking from like the other side of the
I'm
door?
just still talking like through the door. Like I've opened it a bit.
He just
It's already open.
He just shouts again, "Leave! Run! Please! Run now!"
Should we just leave then?
I don't feel good about this.
He might be in trouble. He may need help.
Somebody stay with Salazar. I'm going in.
Like, as you hear the voice shouting, Salazar looks particularly distressed. And you can hear, well, Gil can hear, under her breath, she's saying, "Oh no, oh no, 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 no."
Maybe we should actually just leave.
I reach out and hold her hand.
she looks directly at Gil and says, "We need to leave now."
Okay.
And then, as she says that, you hear like a horrific cry of pain from inside. And then you hear like a burst sound.
Oh no.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
God damn it.
Stupid fucking.
Stupid.
Stupid fuck.
Stupid fuck.
Goddamn cliffhangers.
Choruses and fucking.
Fuck. So,
Fuck.
did you enjoy this episode?
Yes, it was
Yes.
a pain, but it was good.
I racked my heckin' brain, and it. God, that cave was fun.
First half of this session was very passive for me. I was just sort of sitting
Yeah,
here, just going.
Cat had
"Deafen,
no idea what was
undeafen,
happening for the first half of the episode.
Deafen, undeafen." I was just like, what's going on?
And then we platform 9 3/4 down to there.
Yes,
We-
you did.
You
So-
did first, but we did.
That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys at home enjoyed. If you're watching on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube later on. Thank you for being here. Party, thank you for being good sports while I tinkered with your minds.
Fucking chorus. Sarah's chorus confirmed.
And as far as I'm aware, we will be on for the 18th.
I am Gucci for the 18th.
As long as
Next
I'm,
week,
yeah, no,
right?
even if
Yeah.
I'm working, I should be fine for it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're definitely okay for the 18th, as far as I'm aware.
Ian, you good for the 18th?
The week after, I don't think I will be around, so I don't think the 25th will be on. But the 18th should be all a go, so we will see you next week for Chapter 12. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.